From downtown, this is Tim Kitzer from NBA Jam, and you're listening to NintenDomain Podcast. Boom shakalaka!
This week in NintenDomain, we're going to talk about the aftermath of all of the horrors of the pre-order nightmare that we experienced. I swear, I still have PTSD from just seeing the Walmart website.
Well, everything boiled over, but finally in my favor.
Meanwhile, pray for me.
Mojo. Welcome to NintenDomain Podcast, episode 469. Your place to hear Nintendo fans come back. I guess this is kind of like part 2 of last week's episode, where you give you the answer. We were so like positive going into it last week, and now you get to find out what happened almost a week later. As of like what, 11 o'clock in a couple hours. It will be 7 days later exactly.
Yeah, since trigger warnings for anybody who
since the pre-order debacle
they're trying last week.
Yeah, like I just said in the early, the PTSD. It might be there for you too, but yeah, we're your hosts. I'm Trey. The Best Buy line is a lie, Johnson.
I'm Jeremy. Luck of the Birdo, Mikowski.
I'm John. Costco camper knitter.
Yeah,
they do sell a lot of camping supplies there.
See good stuff there.
That's true.
Could do it
all
early.
my supplies right there.
Could do it early.
It's going to be a Kirkland branded Switch game.
So yeah, last week's episode, we were all like talking about all our strategies and whatnot, how we, we had like multiple like websites opened, and I was like in all my accounts and all that, and then everything just the shit just kind of hit the fan after that. The main thing was Best Buy for me. They didn't show anything until like 11:40
for everybody,
like 40 minutes late. I know other people said 30, but it was 40 minutes for me. Like I didn't see shit until like 11:40, and I was like going back and forth between Target and Walmart and like Best Buy and whatever. And Walmart, I was forever in a line with that, which I guess I heard Seth Macy saying on NBC that if you like open another window, you would have been able to go past that. I wish I would have known about that, but whatever. But I was just forever in the line. I kept like re-clicking it, and I kept clicking on different bundles to see if that would help or whatever.
Well, I didn't want to open another window because I thought that would count as refreshing it.
Yeah.
I was nervous about that too.
It just didn't really go anywhere for me. But so I was waiting for the Best Buy one, and I was like, all right, what the fuck's going on with Best Buy? And I jumped from different ones. And on Target said it was available. It was like the Mario Kart 1. And I'm like, oh, great. So I put it in my cart, and then and it's in my cart. And I hit, and I do everything. I make sure my info is all there, my address, like my card and all that. And I just kept clicking it just over and over and over again. And it just never, ever went through. And eventually it just said they're gone. But this was
we got to say about Target, first of all.
This was over like an hour. This was like an hour long of just constantly just clicking it. And I did record myself doing it. But this was like 2 hours. I just left my mic on while I was doing all this for like 2 hours. And there's a couple seconds of it at the end of the episode, last week's episode. You can listen to that, of me just like, like being all about it and then being like, fuck this. So it's just like, I put a little bit of my madness in there. I wasn't going to go through the whole like 2 hours and listen to everything. I just wanted to find, my breaking point or whatever and put it on there. But, yeah, what you were saying about the Target one, John? What happened with that?
Target at midnight it disappeared.
Oh, did it? Midnight Eastern.
I think it was just the Switch page. I don't know if it was all of Target.com, but at midnight it just went offline. It said this site cannot be reached, and that was the case for a couple of minutes. Mm-hmm. So I jumped from Target to Best Buy was really my first priority, and so on Best Buy it wasn't even showing up. So I was like, oh shit, it's 12 o'clock. I got to try somebody else. Let's go to Target. Target, boom. This website is offline or cannot be reached. oh fuck, now getting to Walmart, and then there's the line forever and ever and ever. Walmart from midnight until 2:30. I was in the same line with that unending little spinning loading symbol.
It was the same thing for Best Buy too. Like
Yep.
whenever it did go up, Best Buy was like, "You're in line. You're in line." It's like, okay, and I was like, I'm just sitting here because I have to get up at like 4 a.m. You know, I had a really early call time, and I'm just like, I just want all of these websites to just tell me that you don't have anything, so I can just go to fucking bed because this is just driving me nuts. This is going nowhere, and I feel like I'm wasting my time, and it's just pissing me off. And that's what was happening. And eventually, we started at 11, you know, and I think I went to like around 12:40 or so, and I just was like, I'm done. And then I just went to sleep because, like I said, I had to get up in like 4 hours. So I'm like, fuck this. I'm not like fucking staying up forever for this stupid thing that I'm never gonna get. And I had like, you know, I left my windows going for whatever for the Best Buy bullshit. And then whenever I got up to pee, they just all said there are no systems left. And it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you. All right. You're just sitting here for this bullshit line, and then it's just nothing. And it's just going to end when they're all gone. So it's like, fuck off.
I want to say it was around 12:30. I got one in the basket at Target, but it was only then that I realized, oh, wait a minute, this isn't to pre-order it to pick up at the store. This is just for
I don't think you can.
Target.com.
I don't think you can do it to pick up at the store.
For Target.com. That was it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that until that moment, and I was like, I don't want to get it shipped to my house because I live in an apartment building. I don't feel safe having $600 or $700 worth of merchandise at my door.
I mean, you would just have to make sure and be. You just have to make sure and be there when it gets there. I mean, you guys don't have a mail room or whatever or anything like that.
No,
yeah,
no, it's not my preference. So I was like at a pivotal choice moment there. Do I like try and purchase this thing now, or you know, do I hold off for Best Buy? Well, maybe Best Buy will come up in a second, and you know, then Best Buy did come up, and so the Target order was sitting there for a while, and I think it just basically lapsed for me. I don't want to say I'm glad it did, but it wasn't my preference to buy it on the internet.
Well, the Target site also said that you may not get it until like a week after it comes out because they're sending it to you, and there was no option to pick it up on there. So that was confusing too, and I don't think Walmart had that either. Like it was all like, we got to send it to you, and I don't think you can actually get it from the store, which is like, what the fuck. So yeah, I mean, I wanted it, you know, I wanted to get it from whatever Best Buy, and I kept like changing my location on the Best Buy to see if there were other Best Buys that would work, but none of them. It was all like the bullshit line, you know. So and even like aside from this, like the lottery, the Nintendo lottery, like that's not even going to happen maybe until after the Switch comes out now. Like that's the new news on that.
Well,
like
they'll pull the lottery, but it's not going to be delivered.
No, I'm saying they might not even tell you now if you're in the lottery or not until after the Switch is already released. Yeah. Like, because they put up, there was a thing in the news saying like, yeah, you may not even see that until fucking July. Like when they say whether you got it or not.
They're gonna start on the 8th, but you may not be one of the first.
No, they flat out said that they may not say it until after the thing released. So I think the May 8th thing is bullshit. Like I don't think that's actually going to happen because I mean I think they're out of units. I think they're going to wait till everybody who actually paid for one, like in a real store, is going to get those first. And I think that Nintendo.com ones, those will happen way later.
Then again, maybe they're like deciding how many more to produce, and we'll have another solid set of pre-orders. But yeah, who knows if they'll be ready by June 5th.
Jeremy, how was your experience of that night?
Yeah, you haven't said anything yet.
Well, I feel kind of bad because my experience really wasn't that bad. In fact, I should have said I was not. Shouldn't have just said I had the luck of the birdo, but I should have also said I'm a hypocrite because I got it through Target, and I was saying I'm not going to even try Target.
You did,
because of vague reasons. I didn't even have any. I sort of kind of remembered that I was supposed to boycott Target at some point in time. But
it's Jess was telling me it's like they're like going anti-DEI now, right, or something. They're following suit with the Trump bullshit or whatever.
Sadly, it's hard to keep track of what mega corporations are.
How many people are
fucking things up worse?
How they suck, and because everybody sucks. Yeah. It's like how are you being shitty today? How are you falling in line with? I mean, whatever.
But I don't know how any other
fucks, so
big box retailer was gonna help me out yet. So I don't know. Anyway, you
don't have to have any guilt about it.
It wasn't just that. It was more like, I just I wanted to have the full setup, so John had posted in the Slack a live clock that you can look at. That's just like a website. I don't know what is it.
Yeah,
Like
it was the official government timekeeping website. I forget what it
Yeah,
is.
we used it. I mean, we were using it on last week's episode because I counted down the seconds like twice at the beginning and at the
Cool.
break. And
Well,
it's
that is what
also
I
at
used.
it's at the end too when I first started when I recorded.
I used
myself
that,
doing
and it seemed like it was fairly accurate. I started clicking
hope
like
so.
crazy, so I had well, I mean, as far as like when stuff dropped, because I had my phone open to Target, and I did the thing where everything was set to all my current cards were selected and my current address and everything was good to go, and I just started trying to get in, and same experience y'all were having with Best Buy, just the endless spin. And then Walmart just was like, continue shopping while you wait,
Yeah, yeah. For what?
which made me nervous because I was like, am I really in line or are they really just making me think I'm in line? There's no one in line.
It's all
I'm over
lies.
here. I'm over here in the jacket section looking at jackets for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, why? Who's in line? Not me. But yeah, it was weird. But basically, I was just like, I kind of knew in my heart of hearts it was going to be Target just because I had to eat some crow or whatever. But I was wearing my Birdo hat the whole time. Like I said, I was going to wear that for good luck. So maybe that's the real reason.
That
Maybe-
was it.
Yeah, you were there.
Maybe Birdo just likes Target because they have a lot of cute hair bows there.
Yeah, out of the three of us, one of us made it.
So it was
for
the
pre-order
same
night.
thing. So it was a little bit more complicated than that. So I did, I managed to. I think on Best Buy, I think I managed to get it in my cart once. But that was it, and never any luck with Walmart. Nothing ever went forward on Walmart. But on Target, multiple times I had it to where I was like in my cart trying to check out, and then it would say like it would like either give me an error. It was usually an error. After I did it a couple of times,
I kept
my
getting
bank
an
gets
arrow
hold
too.
Yeah, my bank gets hold of me.
Yeah, I heard that
check
happened
if,
to some people too. Yeah,
yeah.
like at like midnight, being like, "Oh, somebody
It was a
trying
fraud
to
check.
steal yeah, somebody
So
trying
it
to
wasn't-
steal your
so no
card
one-
or whatever."
No one called me or nothing. It was like an automated thing I have set up with my account. But still, like I got this message like, is this you, from this location, wanting to specifically it like cited whatever Target's main headquarters was that this payment would be going to. And it's like, is this charge accurate? I said, yeah. After I did that, it went back to the page and it just said, thank you. And I'm like, what? What? Like I just went right back to the Target site and yeah. And I'm like, wait a minute, did I just get one? And it was hard for me to believe for a second because I was like, I thought for sure when I got the fraud charge that it was done for. Like I was gonna have to call my bank the next day and figure it out and stuff. So I was pretty despondent for just a moment there, and then when it just went right back and just like it was done for, I had it. And on top of that, I was like, well, where's I didn't get the confirmation email, so I'm like, well, maybe something glitched out, and I just got sent to, because I've heard horror stories about people thinking they had it and then it gets canceled after the fact.
Yeah, people getting emails later on saying that
So,
the order was canceled. Yeah.
So I go to my bank account, and lo and behold, I was immediately charged. It says it's on hold or whatever. So
Yeah, when I had the thing in my cart on Target.com and I kept hitting like order over again, and it kept erring. I'm like, am I getting like charged over and over to this? So I like was checking my bank, and because that would suck. Like if it just keeps like charging me and going back and
last night.
yeah, or like what if it's charged me like fucking $3,000? Like I don't get that money, like it's a. So I was freaking out about it, and then thankfully nothing was charged. But I just
the entire supply of switches for Illinois accidentally.
Yeah, I just kept clicking and it wasn't go through. But sometimes it'll charge you and then it'll uncharge you. But I was like, am I gonna end up? Is my bank gonna end up with like negative $500 or whatever? And I'm gonna have to and I'm gonna get charged for it. I'm gonna have to figure all this out. So
yeah,
I
thought about that too.
Yeah,
and so like I said, so it went through. The money had been taken out of my bank account. And it was a charge from Target.com or whatever, it was like a legitimate looking charge. And because there was even a moment there, I was like, did I just get scammed? Like maybe it sent me to a fake fraud alert page and they scammed me or something.
Did you have to pay for the whole thing, for the whole price, for like $500, or did you get a piece of it?
It's technically they haven't taken it yet, but it's on hold, so it shows up as on hold in my like online banking. So it's not included in my overall balance, but technically they haven't charged me yet. I would be able to.
But it's
cancel that
it's
at any
like
point.
making a hold, or it needs to make sure there's space in there,
Correct,
for
yeah.
it, right? Yeah.
So yeah, and then once I got the confirmation email, I was like, okay. And they're saying I'm supposed to get it the 5th through like the 10th or something like that. So I might not get it day one.
Yeah, it was something. I saw
Fine
something
with
like
that.
that. I thought it was like 5th through the 11th, or something.
Yeah, I think that's right, 5th
around
through
that was what it was saying on the website. So I was like, well, that kind of sucks. But it's also like, it's like either you get it or you don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't get it, then when are you going to get it? Like what, months later? So I don't know.
Yeah, I never had any desire to like go someplace to get it. That's just not, and I don't have that in me. I had my fun with the NES and SNES classics, and that was good enough for many, many years. But yeah, I don't know. I just didn't really feel like it. And once I knew I had it, I was set. Oh, and it was even cooler because I got my paycheck went through, and right after that, so I was like, okay, well now I'm really sure that I'm not like some weird charge isn't gonna like keep this from going through or whatever. It was just a little. It was like a little extra bonus, even though I knew I was getting paid. But yeah, like I said, not a whole lot of drama there. I got the bundle, the Mario Kart bundle,
Yeah.
and now I'm just waiting to play that one game because
Yep.
that's really all there is. Yeah.
And you can't share it with us. I know you mentioned that on our expansion pack at patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast.
Oh yeah, I didn't think I would be able to.
But no, you can't. Actually, they did do an update that has that in there, but we'll get into that later. I did some poking around on that. But yeah, it's so I don't know when you because like I mentioned like John Wedgeworth like messaged us, and apparently he got like 2 of them, so he did fine. But but yeah, I messaged him about it because I was just, and I got on Blue Sky and I was looking at like Wario 64's posts and I think Janet like didn't get one, or like, and I saw Eric Van Allen like got one, and I was just all these different people that I follow. I saw them all posting stuff on Blue Sky.
Someone on there, it was probably Bob. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I remember someone was like, "Well, I didn't get a Nintendo Switch order in, but at least I get to go sleep in a bed with my wife now," or something like that. And I just want to be like, "So do I," and I also got one. But
Oh yeah. Well, he's probably.
I don't have that in me.
He was probably trying. Maybe doing the Simpsons joke where he's like.
Oh, is that a Simpsons joke?
He's like, well, you don't get to sleep in a racing car bed, do you? And he's like, I sleep at home with my wife. The one where
that's probably
the one where Milhouse's dad is all like, I get to sleep in a race car bed. What do you do? And he's like, I sleep at home with my wife. But yeah, I thought maybe he's pulling for that. But I was looking around trying to see, and everybody was like, oh, there's ones back here, so I kept like jumping from one thing to another, just going back and forth. Like I said, at the same time, if I didn't have to get up like so early, I would have been a little bit less like pissed about it. But I'm like, how long am I going to do this for? Like, I really need everyone to just tell me that it's not there, and then
Right.
and like one by one they did kind of start to drop off. Like I think Target first said like nothing's available. Yeah, because it was in the cart for so long, and I kept doing it, and eventually it said like there's nothing there. Like I looked because I kept like searching it again, just so I wanted to wait for it to say like out of stock. Like tell me like completely out of stock,
Yeah.
And
They
the
did
Best Buy
eventually
was
say
like
it
the last
all around.
one to do it. But
Yeah, I think it was like 2:30 or so when I saw the last one said out of stock, and I was like, all right, that's it.
I stayed on for a little while to try to help like grab it.
I appreciate that too. Jeremy was trying to look for any more for either one of us. Yeah, that was.
I mean,
nice
if
too.
nothing else, I could cancel the order later or whatever if y'all had gotten one. But like I said, my paycheck had just gone through, so I was like, well, hopefully I could like get another one and then we can figure this out. But I did leave out one thing because I just remembered it. I got a second fraud alert, but this one was through like it was like an email that was like marked as an urgent email from my bank. So here's me like getting in that panic again, like, oh shit, did I get scammed or whatever? And I went there and it was like referencing the same thing, but I don't know. I was like, I don't know what's going on here. And I like went to resolve it, and like I clicked like resolve, and it was like, this issue's already been resolved. So it must have just like been the same fraud alert to both things. But it scared me. I thought like I got multiple fraud alerts, but apparently I wasn't alone in that. I just really, wow. Who would have even thought trying to get the new Switch that was going to come up?
Well, I mean, it happens. It happens pretty often. Like, whenever it's funny because, like, we go to like Indiana like every other week, like Jess does to like go shopping for their grandma and all that. And like every time they go to Aldi, they get like fraud alert. Like every time they spend money, it's like I do this like every 2 weeks. Like what the fuck? Like come on, get it through your fucking head. Like I'm here all the time. Like stop doing it.
They must not like the Germans.
It's like I had a similar thing like the first time I went to like the Jewel over here, like on the south side, when I went to the one on Marshall over by us. I spent like over $200, and my bank was like, somebody stole your card. And I was like, no, it's me. I'm at Jewel. Like I know I don't normally go to Jewel, but there's one over here, and I'm spending much money. Like, so I've had that before. And what was it? One of the last AEW things I was at, that Tony Khan like did it. He'll like come out and he'll be like, hey, it's on sale right now. Like scan this thing. Put up the QR code. And I was trying to buy tickets for the next AEW thing, and it kept doing the same thing. It's like fraud alert, fraud alert. It's like I go to these all the time. Like, come on, it's just Ticketmaster.
Maybe it's like a massive influx of charges from that same spot across the accounts. I don't know. It was very demoralizing in the moment because maybe that's happened to me before, but never. I don't know. It never felt like it was a pivotal moment in.
Right. In the
like
moment
I needed to purchase
you probably don't
normally
normally drop like $500,
No.
That's like all the time. So
not on something that's not a bill.
I think that's what it is
of.
really. It's like, why would you spend this like huge amount of money? Like, cause you normally don't. I think it's supposed to be like, like your pattern or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The AEW thing, I actually had to use my different, like I ended up using my credit card maybe it was my credit card that wasn't working and I used my bank card. I had to use a different card because even though I said that it was me, I just could not get it to go through and I just had to use another card and then it did. But yeah, it was a whole thing. So I don't know. I was afraid of that. I thought about that happening too when I saw other people getting fraud. I was like, oh no, is it going to be like that? It's going to be like that night at Dynamite when I just couldn't get through for the fucking ticket or whatever. I was kind of pissed at Tony Khan for doing that, of like, telling us the tickets were on sale like in the middle of the show. I missed like half the matches because I was trying to get the ticket for the next thing. Like, wait till the end, dude. Like, come on. It's you're just then nobody's watching the match. They're on their fucking phones trying to get the tickets for the next thing. It doesn't look good for the show. Wait till the end. I think last time he did that, it was at the end. He's like, here's
put it in the bathroom stalls so everyone has to go to the bathroom after the show at the same time.
Well, that was the end of the night, but that was not really the end of the story because GameStop was having the pre-orders in stores the next morning.
That's true. Yeah, it wasn't the end of my story. My story has a second half here that I didn't want to say anything about, but it's coming. But yeah, no. So I went to work. I went to work at like 6 a.m. That was when our call time was, and I'm sitting there, waiting for whatever. We rolled from like 8 a.m. to 11, something like that, and I was checking out. GameStop. 10 a.m. and of course, like the GameStop site crashed completely. It said like cloudware or whatever. Like there was nothing. It was just text, and like everything was just completely dead on that front. And I was like, all right, well, yeah, no.
It was like whatever their host is.
Yeah, and it kept saying like unavailable, unavailable. When it finally did work, and all this shit. And I said like,
and I was at work at the same time. Yeah, and I was checking GameStop on my phone too. 11 o'clock, and yep, it was crashed. Oh, same old story. Flashback to last night.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that I could get it on GameStop.com because I was stuck at work that day. Usually if I ask if I can get off work an hour or two early, they're good with it. And so I was really expecting that would be the case. But as it was, there were some, executive types there that day. And so they wanted everybody to stay and, be on their best behavior and all that. Like,
yeah.
Fuck. As soon as I came in that day and I saw a bunch of suits walking around, I was like, I'm not getting out. Yeah. I was working until noon, and GameStop was starting to sell at 11. Like 1 hour. There's a GameStop like literally 5 minutes from where I work. I could have been there in 5 minutes. If I had gotten out at 10:45, I could have been there at 11.
Yeah.
Like fuck. But anyway, so I was there in the store trying to order on the website, and nope, didn't go.
Yeah. Yeah, I was sitting at work trying to do it like when I could, like in between, when we had downtime. And I was just, none of it was going through. And I'd looked like where we were at, like we were in Green Bay, and there was a GameStop like 5 minutes away from me, like half a mile, and I was like, well, whenever we wrap, I'll go over there. And, we shoot from like 8 a.m. to 11. So I was like, well, I'll get out at like 11:30, 12. Maybe I'll check it out, see what's up. Just at least go over there and see how it is. So, but you went, right? You went to GameStop, John.
I did go when I got out of work at noon, and by the time I got there, there was already over 60 people in line. So it was a number that was large, but still, not so large that I had lost all hope at that moment. So I was like, I'm gonna get in line to see what I'm here. I'm getting in line. So got in line. I was far enough from the door I couldn't see what was posted on the door. GameStop, was posting the number on the door and all that. When I got up to the door, it said basically there were, how many was it? It was 13 of the non-Mario Kart bundle and 32 of the Mario Kart bundle. And so total 45. I would have taken either one at that point. I wanted the bundle, of course, but either one.
Yeah, if they have, I was willing. Yeah, I was willing to take the Mario Kart less one if I had to.
But when I got up to the door, then I saw, of course, that the line was snaking around inside the store too. I pretty much knew, and everybody around me knew, like we weren't really getting one. So, yeah, that was the case. So I waited there for about an hour, and the person about 15 people ahead of me was the last person.
So when I was at work, like I said, around 11, we wrapped out. We grabbed all the microphones and all that, like put all our stuff together. And like the main showrunner guy or whatever, he comes over to us and he's like, you guys are good to go. Whenever Steve lets you go, like Steve was like the main audio person, like that we were working with, and we're just kind of sitting there. I'm like sitting there. I'm like all antsy. Like I'm ready to go. And, the other guy is sitting there on his computer doing shit. And I'm just like sitting around. I'm like, where the fuck is Steve? And like, I just go, I can't find him. I was like, I think he left. And I'm like, where? I'm like, I think he's gone. He's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I think you're good to go. Like, I don't think you need to stay here any longer. This is like 11:30, 11:40. And I was like, okay, great. I'm leaving. So like, I bolted out of there.
Okay.
I got to my car, and it was like, this is like during the NFL draft. So like they had like the street fest going on and there was a bunch of different like food carts or whatever. Like one of like the main hosts was like, oh yeah, there's like barbecue over there. Go get this at the food cart. It's good. And I'm just like, I'm just going straight to GameStop. I'll see what's happening there and then I'll figure out food after that or whatever. Cause we had like, walkaway lunches or whatnot. Mm-hmm. So I get to my car, I drive to, and I look at it, it's like, all right, where's this GameStop? It's like it's like 5 minutes away. It's like less than a mile. And it's in a mall. It's like in the Green Bay Mall, and I'm like, all right, well, it's in a mall. Like where the fuck is it? So I'm driving around trying to find like where the entrance to the mall is, like where the GameStop is. And I get in there and I walk in and it's like, I park at the door that I think is closest to the GameStop. And I walk around the corner and there's the GameStop and there's like nobody there. Like, it's like completely
Nice.
empty. There's nobody at the GameStop. And I walk in and it's probably like 12:05, 12:10 maybe when I walk in. And I come up to the, oh yeah, it must have been, yeah. It was just after 12. I walk in and I'm like, I was like, you guys sold out of all your Switch 2 pre-orders, right? Like they're all gone, right? And they're like, no, we got a bunch of them. We have pretty much have all of them. And I was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, we got a ton. I was like, how many do you have? And they're like, well, we can't tell you, and you can only buy one. And I was like, okay, well, can I have one? And yeah, I took a picture of my GameStop receipt. I put down $50 for the system. I thought about paying for the whole thing, but I was like, yeah, whatever. I can wait. Apparently, through the website, I can add money to it whenever I want, like that sort of thing. But I got an honest, whatever, an honest to goodness fucking receipt. I mean, it's been a long time since I got a pre-order receipt.
Paper receipt. Yeah,
So
pre-order.
I don't have it with me.
Up?
It's actually upstairs in my dresser. I just wanted to keep it in one spot so I don't lose it. But yeah,
Do you have to go to Green Bay to get it?
yeah, I do. But
Nice.
so I walked into the GameStop and I told him, I was like, I thought maybe you didn't have them because like the website was dead or whatever. And the people who worked there told me that it didn't actually go on sale until noon on the website, and that it has not actually gone up yet. It's what they told me there. I mean, who knows what they know? But I mean, they work there. But they're like, it's only gone.
I'd say they probably know something.
But I mean, this is in a mall, and the GameStop has been open for, I don't know, like when does the mall open? Like 10 a.m., 9 a.m., something like that?
It was the case. So at
Yeah.
the GameStop I was at too, because I'm like, I got there at 12:15. They were
Yeah.
supposed to start selling them at 11, right? So I gathered that, and there was a huge line. So I gathered that they actually waited until about noon to start selling them
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah, they told me that it didn't officially go on sale until noon, and I walked in at like 12:05. I just got really fucking lucky, I guess, because as I was talking to them and like getting my pre-order or whatever, there was like 4 or 5 other people that came in like right directly after me, very confidently being like pre-order, pre-order Switch 2, and they sold them, and I was like, wow, I was like, how long do you think you're going to sell these? And they're like, well, they'll probably be gone in the next hour. That's what they said. I was like, well, I thought they'd be gone in like 10 minutes or whatever.
Nice.
But yeah, I got my ticket. I got my receipt for $50. Put $50 down. Yeah, I need to go to Green Bay to get it. It's like a 3-hour drive from here to there. So, and they're gonna. They said there's a really good chance that they're gonna do a midnight release. So I figured I'd just go. I'll just go Wednesday night. No, I was just gonna go and get it and drive back. I was gonna pay for a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a night owl. I can do that. But I was going to drive there and get it. I was going to drive there so I could be there at 11 because they actually would do 11 and not midnight. As they said, it'll be an 11 o'clock release. So I'd go there at 11 and then drive back. I thought about getting like a portable Wi-Fi or something so I could download games like while I'm driving, and then when I get home I can have stuff on there already so I can play it for like 2 minutes before I pass out or whatever. But yeah, I went there and I did that, and yeah, they were selling stuff, and I was asking, one of the workers was like, are you going to come to the midnight release? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, awesome. She's like, I'm going to do cosplay. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I don't care. Just, are you guys going to be open? They're like, oh, they'll notify you. Because I was like, are you going to do it because you're within a mall? And they said that there's a good chance that they will. I mean, even if they don't, I'll just drive up in the morning, I guess, and get it and drive back. But
yeah.
I mean, if I have to, the microtel of Appleton, Wisconsin is a pretty nice place. I stayed there for like 4 days, but no, I wasn't planning on getting a hotel. I was just going to go there and get it and drive back. Like I drove 12 plus hours, and
you have a house and a big TV.
I'm a driving machine. But no, I know I figured I'll go there and get it. But then I was thinking about it today with all the updates. I was like, well, actually, because I would have to bring my Switch 2, and I got to transfer the shit from one Switch to another before I can even start downloading stuff on it. So there's this whole other complication to it. But that's how I got it. I got it at the one at a fucking Green Bay in a mall, or I got it at a GameStop in a Green Bay mall, and I just walked in and they just had it. And I took a picture of it. They had 29 Switch 2s without Mario Kart, and they had 53 with Mario Kart. So that's like 82. They had 82 Switch 2s there. That's a pretty good amount. Like I said before, when we were standing in line for the Nintendo Wii, they only had like 8. So I mean, this is way better. Or at least when I was standing in line, they had like 10 maybe. So this.
Well, let's hope this is a sign that there's going to be a lot of them out there, and everyone's going to have one that wants one. That would be.
Yeah,
great.
I think so.
Well, I heard. I had heard, as far as the GameStop goes, I had heard that some of that they were trying to crack down on if people were whatever trying to buy them to resell them or whatever. So they were saying that some of the online ones were gonna get canceled, and there would be more available in stores and all that. So I did go back to GameStop actually on yesterday, just to check, because they told me that I can only get it at the Green Bay GameStop, but if I happen to find another one available at another GameStop, I can transfer it, but it has to be available at another one, and then I can transfer it from one to one.
That's interesting. So
I went in there and they didn't have any, but I thought I'd check anyway. I was like, I heard that I saw online that they said to like come in and check often because there might be some that pop up, So I was like, well, the guy's like, well, I'll look for it, but yeah, he didn't see anything.
Sure. Yeah.
But I did. I mean, at the GameStop, I did get these too. I mean, I don't have to open them yet, but I did get 2 new Amiibo.
Ooh.
For
2 new old Amiibo.
Well, I mean, these are, they're new to me, and they're actually newer than most of them. But I mean, it's nice to get Amiibo that aren't like $40.
Tell people what you got.
These ones were only $15. I got Paratroopa and Goomba. And as far as Amiibos go, I would consider these to be newer ones, because I've never actually seen these before.
Is that a Paratroopa? That's just a Koopa.
It says Koopa Troopa. I didn't say Paratroopa. I said Koopa Troopa.
You said Paratroopa.
Well, whatever. He's a Koopa Troopa. He's right there. He's the guy that drinks all the time. If you ever made it through Mario Kart on Super Nintendo, he's fucking throwing wine back whenever he gets the trophy at the end. Yeah. He's fucking boozing. Like
That
crazy.
shell is full of wine.
I was gonna say he's got another stomach in there.
He's a mad boozer. I know because I always raced as him on Super Mario Kart.
That's how he becomes invincible shell.
I have these available to open on this episode. But what were you going to say, John? You can say what you say.
I was gonna say, the unfortunate thing of having to stay up all night for to buy this thing that I wasn't able to actually buy, and then get up early to go to work in the morning at 6 a.m. I was up until about 3 a.m.
So you stayed up later than I did. Well, I had to get up at 4.
I had to be up. I had to get up at 5. I only got 2 hours of sleep, and so when I went to the GameStop to try and pick one up, I was exhausted. Like I was up. It was hot. It was a really hot day too, and so when I didn't actually get one up, to get to pick one up, and I got back in the car, and I thought to myself, I can either spend my day driving around dead tired in the heat, and it's like kind of legit dangerous because I'm about to pass out, or I can go home. And I was like, I gotta go home. I can't be driving around this tired.
I felt bad because you put in so much work getting figuring out where all the stuff was.
I put in a lot of work. Yeah,
I feel like that's why I said it's one of the reasons I was having. It's not survivor's guilt, whatever it is. It's something similar, but about
you don't have to feel guilty.
Just because I just got lucky, but maybe you needed a Birdo hat. I recommend a Birdo hat from now on if you're trying to get something online.
Etsy, that shit.
I actually like waiting in line. I think it's a fun thing to do.
How American of you.
It depends on. I don't mind it if I'm guaranteed to get whatever is at the end. Like if I know that I'm going to get that prize, then I'll wait in line. But if it's if you're waiting in line and you might not get it, that's when it starts to suck. Where it's like, how many hours am I wasting here?
Okay, so I'll tell you this. So over the weekend, from this was all happening, late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning. From Thursday through, I would say Sunday, I was legit depressed over this. Fuck, I didn't want to think. I didn't want to think about it. Same as Trey was saying. I didn't want to look at the websites. I didn't play any video games over the weekend. I was like, I don't want to think about this. Just make me depressed. But then I forget when the news was announced, but sometimes earlier this week, Costco announced that they were going to have the Switch on day one, which I didn't know. Costco's kind of a different kind of retailer. It was not really a certain guarantee that they were going to have it.
I did see rumor that stuff like Costco and Sam's were going to get their own shipment of Switch to apart from everything else. As in I didn't know whether it's going to have a pre-order or not, but I did hear that they were going to get their own selection of Switches for the release date. So I did kind of hear that as a rumor, but not fully confirmed yet.
And the other thing is they're not doing pre-orders at all. So whatever stock they have there
is what you get
available.
Old school. So going old school. Yeah, on the day.
You got to get in line. So it is a guarantee. So I will go to my Costco, and not right now because I think probably most of the associates there don't really know much about it and all that.
Don't start a month early.
No. But I'll say a week or two out from the launch, I'll go and scope it out. I'll say, are you going to have it? And if they're going to have it at theirs, at my local Costco,
I would hope they would all
park
get
myself at that local Costco, for I'm going to do about 24 hours. That's my thought. I'm going to get there probably 6 a.m. the day before, so a little over 24 hours, I think. Just sit there.
Get yourself a nice camping chair, which you could buy in Costco, I'm sure. In
Costco, yep. Yeah. And my Costco is kind of an ideal location too, because right next door is a Target, and so I could jump from one to the other if I want to. But I think that Costco is the best bet because, well, for a couple of reasons. One, everybody's going to be thinking of Target, Best Buy, Walmart, those kinds of places. Certainly GameStop first. They're going to be waiting in those lines first. And then two, Costco is an exclusive, it's a membership. So if you don't have the membership, if you're not willing to pay, $120 a year for the membership or whatever, you're not going to Costco. I've got a membership already. I think that's the best bet.
You said trial memberships don't work, right?
Yeah, the wording on the post was a little weird. That's why I was saying that you should go in and ask them like just ahead of time just to make sure, because it said like, it said annual membership required, which I don't know if that means that you had to have had it for a year. Like I don't know if it was something like the Nintendo Switch one where it's like you had to have had like 50 hours of playtime, and you had to have had like the Nintendo Switch Online for a certain amount of time. That's why I was just like, there could be like specifics that are in there, so just make sure. But I think as long as you have an annual, that you have like an annual membership or whatever, you should be fine. But yeah, they obviously don't want people to just get one just to try to get in there and grab it. They want it to go to people who are actual Costco customers, or members or whatever. I would think.
Yeah, and I think if you sign up for Costco and you cancel, I don't think you can prorate the membership. So like you can, if you wanted to try and sign up for a week or whatever, I don't think you can do that. I think that's what they're trying to say. So I am going to double check. I am going to be thorough, and as I was saying, go and
never hurts to know all the details. That's what I was trying to do.
Make sure that the wording.
I don't want to know anything that's up to chance. Make sure you know
exactly.
Everything.
Yep. So I will be waiting at Costco.
Also a 12-month NSO with the expansion pack included. So that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I got to pay another $40 for that, but I'll also get a $10 discount on that. But I'm going to be getting that anyway, so I'll just.
Well, I'm just saying that you'll get a free year with the purchase of it. Right?
It's not free. You got to pay for it.
Really? Oh, okay. I thought it was bundled for free.
But you'll get $10 off it. So it's the cost of the Mario Kart bundle plus $40, not plus $50.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I guess
I don't mind that.
I missed
That's fine.
I guess I missed the pricing on that. I thought they were just throwing it in because you remember.
So I feel pretty good about it. All told, I think we're all going to have a Switch.
You got to do. You got to go old school style.
Yep.
I mean, we'll have to figure out what we're going to do for that week because obviously, we won't record on Wednesday. Maybe we could do it early or something, and then maybe record on Tuesday or something. Because I want to go. Yeah, because if they're doing the midnight, which I hope they are, I want to just go there. I'll leave at like 9 or something like that and get there and get it. And
we could do a live segment from the line.
I thought about maybe trying to do like a short thing, like a short YouTube thing or something of me being like, I'm driving 3 hours to get to Switch, whatever, like one of those things. And that's exactly how I'll sound for the whole thing.
Look at here. I'm driving.
I'm driving and trying to film with my phone, and it's real dangerous.
In case you're just listening to the audio version, I'm driving.
Make sure you like and comment, so when I'm dead, I'll have like 5 commenters because I'm driving and filming. Another thing at GameStop is they had a little thing out like as to everything you could reserve. So I took a picture of it, and interestingly, I came back to ask them if I could reserve a second dock, and I found out that the dock is actually. As far as we know, it's not going to be sold at any store other than Nintendo.com as of right now. Oh. They have heard nothing about it. They don't know if they're going to sell it, and there is no evidence of any other store carrying it aside from as of right now. Later I'm sure they'll get it, but as of right now, there's no evidence of it on any website.
That kind of makes sense to me because they need to focus on making sure everybody's got a Switch 2 and a dock, and.
Sure, yeah, they don't want to make some extra ones, yeah.
Yeah, they're putting all their energy toward making sure everybody's got the initial system.
But they had different bundles you could pre-order, they got their Express micro SD cards, the various carrying cases, screen protectors, something like that. I think they offered me a free screen protector if I became like a GameStop member or whatever, and I'm like, I'm fine. I don't need it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was a GameStop member before, but I don't need
Game
it.
Informer.
Yeah, but since I got the Amiibo, they're like, well, you can get a percentage. I was like, I don't come to GameStop at all. Like, I'm just here for this. Like, I'm not going to come here ever again until Switch 3 or whatever.
Over $5,000 here every 8 years.
It's like I do not go to GameStop. I do not buy physical games. Maybe I'll stop by and see what sort of Amiibo they have, but that's like it. But yeah, I mean, it's I was thinking about it. Like I said, I'd rather have the one in Green Bay because then I can go get it on the night. I don't have to wait and see if it's whenever it's coming in the mail. Like that would drive me crazy. So I want one that I can get on the day of release or like the midnight before. And I have no problem driving 3 hours to get it. Like I've sat in traffic for plenty of times just to try to get downtown for something. Like it's not that big of a deal. And I don't need a hotel room. I can easily go there.
What you can do to Green Bay?
Yeah, I know where it is, and I did actually end up having lunch in the food court too, just because I was like, "Oh, let's hang out at the mall for a second," because here I am. But I walked past this, was it Stir Fry 88, and they were handing out free snacks, and was it the Bang Bang Chicken was pretty good, so I ended up getting
Nice.
that just because. But yeah, and I went. There was like a used game store that I walked through. I think the most interesting thing I saw was the Minecraft for 3DS, like new 3DS exclusive. I guess it only played on that. That's what it said on the box, which I don't remember that being a thing, but that's like the most interesting thing I saw there.
I think I have it. I think I downloaded it.
But yeah, there's that's pretty much our experience with this GameStop, and at least two of three of us have it. Hopefully, John will get one.
I won't
too,
feel good until it's in my
for
hands.
Costco.
Obviously,
Yeah. I was trying
so-
to. I'm trying to.
so much craziness can happen between now and then.
I've been like planning it out in my head. Like I said, I thought about getting like a, like a portable Wi. I mean, I should get a portable Wi-Fi anyway, since I'm traveling so much, and hotel Wi-Fi is always like hit or miss. But I thought about getting one in the car just so I could just like have my stuff downloaded while I'm driving, have it downloading while I'm driving,
And
and then
just
when I get
make
there,
your phone a hotspot.
Yeah,
I can. But I mean, my phone may not. It was like it may go in and out of signal, and it may not be strong. I don't know. You know what I mean? And you can get those for like $50. Like they're cheap for the portable Wi-Fi things. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, and I was thinking about, since I should get a decent tax return, I might end up just going for that 1 terabyte card, just off the bat.
Just to be done with it.
Depending on what my what my expenses are at the time of whenever I get my tax return. I might just go for it off the top. I just don't want to get one of the smaller ones and then get one of the bigger ones later. I might just throw down for that full 1 terabyte one for. They were selling it for like $180 or $190. They're selling it for $190 at GameStop.
You might do some research and look into how close they are to getting a 1.5 terabyte or a 2 terabyte or whatever, and will that be ready around Christmas time?
Well, I mean, but that's going to be like $300. I already don't feel great about paying $200 for a thing that I already have, but this is an express one because it has to be that one for Switch 2 or whatever.
Yeah, I would say give yourself some time to figure out what kind of memory you really need, and then.
Well, I was just going to go with whatever memory is on the system, but I thought about if I have, depending on the expenses and the whenever I get paid for whatever shit I'm doing, I might just throw down for that up front, is what I was thinking. But, we'll see. But I didn't reserve anything else at GameStop. I just got the 2 Amiibo. But I thought about reserving maybe the dock, but yeah, they said they don't know anything about it and it's not happening. So
yeah. We're all going to try and get that controller come May 8th, right? The GameCube controller.
I'm not super thirsty for it.
There's different things for it now. We actually talked about it on our expansion pack episode. It's like May 8th through like the 13th or something like that as a lottery where random people get picked, and then other people who weren't picked can pick it after that, can buy it after that. So only certain people will get it then. And not even Nintendo Switch Online members. Like a percentage of Nintendo Switch Online members will get it. And this is directly from the website that I read this.
It's the same thing they said for the system, right? Like people who have been members for over a year and have played more than 50 hours. It's a pretty low bar.
Yeah, but I mean, how many people are they going to pick? Are they going to pick like 10? Yeah. Or are they going to pick like 20? I don't know. But I mean, whatever. I mean, we'll see. I'm just saying, don't put your fucking, don't bet on the 8th for that being a thing, because I would bet against it and beat you. If I was gambling on this, I would gamble that 90% of people are not going to be able to buy it on the 8th. This is what I would do.
I would agree.
So, but I mean, yeah, whatever. Whenever that happens, that'll happen. But I don't really care that much. I mean, I want to get the GameCube controller, but it's not like a do or die thing. Like if I don't get it, then whatever. I can play F-Zero GX with my 8-bit controller. It's fine.
I want to snap it up as soon as I can, because I'm remembering how hard it was to get the N64 controller.
Well, sure, yeah. I want to get it, but our want for getting it isn't going to help whenever they actually hand it out to people, or when then they actually buy it. Like that's, it's not like this isn't fucking Tinkerbell here. We can't like clap to make it live or whatever.
I want it, and I'm sure like close to the day, and once the demand is really like, I don't know, I'm able to distance myself from it for now, just because I'm happy about the Switch too for now. But I mean, I'm sure I'm going to want that, and I'm going to regret not having it. So I'll try to get it, but I'm not like holding it in any kind of sacred way. Like I said before, like if you ever tried to play Wii Virtual Console with the GameCube controller, you learn very quickly that it was terrible. And I know you can remap and stuff, but
Well,
it's
I mean,
just not. It was
it depends on what. Yeah,
for certain games on a certain system.
it depends on what you're trying to play it with. Like for like something like Mario Kart Wii, that was the only way for me was playing with the GameCube controller.
That's true. Well, that was just
because
like
if you actually want to
to
like win the game and actually get the actual characters, you need a real controller. You can't like fucking do the motion control. At least it didn't work. It didn't work very well for me. I played it with with the Wavebird, and that worked great.
I use the Wavebird a lot to play that game too, so
yeah.
I know exactly what you're saying. I just I don't know. GameCube controllers are, like I said, I love my Wavebird. It's a great controller. It still works. Maybe there's some way to hook that up through an 8-bit DOE attachment.
I mean, supposedly the one the one that you could get, like the regular GameCube or the Wii one, even like the one that from Wii to Wii U to Switch, like that connector. Or no, the Wii already had one. The Wii U connector for Smash Brothers, like you can use that with this too. So
use that one.
I don't know if you guys got one, but I have one still.
I didn't get one.
You can use the Switch one as well. That was confirmed.
That's what I'm saying. The Wii U one and the Switch one are the same thing.
Yeah.
But on the website it says from 5.8 through 5.12 is like the limited selector, and then 5.13, then everyone from the NSO will get it. So it says, there's a lottery from 5.8 to 5.12, but that's not even Nintendo Switch. Like everybody from Nintendo Switch Online will be able to do it on the 13th, is what they're saying. So I don't know. Hopefully one of us will get it, but I wouldn't put money on it.
I bet it'll happen that you both will get your Switch too, but all I'll get is the GameCube controller. So I'll be just pretending.
Flip it
with my GameCube controller on the TV.
Sure.
Well, you can be the little brother to both of us.
Yep. Sure, why not? That could happen. There is I mean, I do want to open these amiibo. I guess maybe we could save that for the second half, I guess. I mean, is there anything else you guys wanted to say? I mean, we're almost at an hour here. Actually, I could just open these. I do have another amiibo. And I do have another secret amiibo here. I guess it's not secret to one of you, but I did end up getting this, Jeremy, even though I texted you and you didn't text me back. I got it anyway. But there's an amiibo that you said that you wanted, that you wish you had, that you always think about, and I happened to see it at Target. That doesn't mean that you
texted me.
Yeah, you didn't get it. I texted you on Tuesday.
I don't recall that.
With a picture of it, and you didn't respond to me. But I said it. But I got it anyway. But Jeremy, you said on the show a few times how you really wish that you had the Guardian amiibo from Breath of the Wild. Well, I bought it from Target. Like I said, you don't necessarily have to get it, but have to buy it off me. But I bought it just because
I want it.
With the tariffs and whatnot, who knows what the fuck it's going to end up being. I got this for $20.
I'm just now seeing your text to me. And I don't know how I missed that.
I got it for $25 for you because you said you wanted it, so you can come and get it and pay me for it or whatever. But I didn't want to. I didn't want to like. I'm going to say you don't necessarily have to. If you don't, if you can't afford $25 or whatever, I can keep it. But
no,
I knew you wanted it. I found it. There was only one at Target. I did actually smash the box a little bit. I mean,
that's okay.
You're going to open it, right? Okay. Because I was trying to buy a bookshelf for downstairs for the spare bedroom so I can put all my boxes in there, and I accidentally dropped my bookshelf on the amiibo, so it's like the side's kind of broken here. I mean, the amiibo is fine, but the box is kind of busted. Yeah, this part's fallen off, and it kind of like crunched the top part here because I was trying.
I definitely wanted to open it because I know exactly where I want to put it.
I was trying to pull it out of the card, and I accidentally dropped it on it. But yeah, I was just I hadn't heard back from you, but I was like, you know what, I may never see this again, and it'll be like $50. So I went ahead and got it. Here you go. I got this because you said you wanted one.
That's so sweet.
So here you go.
Thank you.
Here's the Guardian amiibo. I will not open it until I'll give it to you whenever you want to come and get it. But yeah, there you go. $25 Guardian amiibo at Target.
Fuck yeah.
So I knew you said you wanted one, and I saw one, and I was like, well, I should just get it. I'll just get it regardless.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that text. I've got I mean, it's showing up on my phone, but I never saw
I
it.
thought maybe you were at work because I texted you at like 4 or something like that. So I thought maybe you were still working.
I probably was.
Yeah, it was like 4. It was like 4:45. Yeah, because I was just going to run over the Target after my doctor's appointment. But yeah. So yeah, Guardian Amiibo here at the house. Maybe when you come here for Horse the Band or something, you can pick it up.
There you go.
So there you go. So we just, do you want to take a break then? Since we spent like an
Let's take a
hour
break.
talking about our pre-orders here. All right, we'll take a break and then we'll come back and talk about whatever other stuff we've been doing. Oh, plus the Switch update and other news. So stay tuned.
Stick around. Hey, you.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah, you. Subscribe to our Patreon to hear our bonus shows, which happen every month.
I'm tired.
Tired of all the big corporate podcasts spoon-feeding you the same old video game news on every single show?
Spaghetti. Ravioli.
Then expand!
With NintenDomain Expansion Pack.
It's us talking about old games that were important to us. It's us interviewing people that we meet at conventions. And heck, it's live shows from those same conventions. It's basically everything you could want that NintenDomain ever made.
Here we go! And it's just $1 a month.
That's less than a bad indie on the eShop.
It's $12 a year, which is less than Nintendo Switch Online.
Thank you so much for subscribing to our Patreon and supporting NintenDomain.
Just go to patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast and, hey, Mario, let go. Whoa! He's throwing us back to the show.
So long, Bowser.
Patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast.
Game over.
We're back from the break. I guess I could just talk about some other things that I got aside from these. I do want to open these amiibo, so I'm gonna open them right now. So, Koopa Troopa. I'll find out later that I said Paratroopa or whatever. But there was a later series of amiibo just called the Super Mario series, and that's where you got other guys that weren't like that weren't in like specifically the Mario Party one or the or like the Smash Brothers one, and that's where you saw. I think that's where the Boo like Boo and Koopa and whatever came from there, and I'd never actually seen them before until today, and until in Green Bay, and actually when I went to when I went to the GameStop over here to try to get another one in Chicago, and actually the original GameStop I tried to go to does not even exist anymore. Like the GameStop on North Avenue that I bought so many things from, it's gone. The North and Western GameStop gone. So I was really surprised. I was going right there and it's just nothing there, just empty, just fucking empty lot, right next to the Pizza Hut over there. But yeah, there's that guy. And and I saw the Koopa again, but I've only seen the Goomba in one spot, so there you go. But these, I mean, I was happy to buy Amiibo. These ones were like $15, so I was happy to pay $15 for Amiibo.
That should be the tops that an Amiibo should be.
I don't think
Unless
so.
this isn't a deluxe one.
Well, I mean, you've heard of inflation. I mean, they're selling games for $80. And most toys are $20 now, so you're not gonna see. That's just not gonna happen.
There's mine. I have the same Amiibo.
Those are beautiful.
This is actually a Koopa Paratroopa, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
I meant Koopa.
The one that Trey has is not. Trey lied.
I said the wrong thing.
Hey, your Amiibo actually move.
My Amiibo move, and they came with food. Did your Amiibo come with food?
Well, I mean, I went to
smell of 30-year-old hamburgers.
I went to have food after. This
Fair enough.
I don't think this Goomba.
It was a reverse Happy Meal.
I don't think this Goomba is like scale because he's so giant. I don't know. We'd have to see put the Mario one next to it. It's like half the size of Mario.
I think it's supposed to be half the size of Mario.
I think
the
it's
same height as Mario when he's little Mario.
Oh sure. I just think it's just.
They also come in a lot of sizes, as we learn in later entries.
Yeah. It's just so wild to me that the Street Fighter Amiibo are $40, and this was a news thing, which I don't think it had happened last week or we talked about it. They actually gave out the prices for it because there's going to be different versions of Street Fighter 6. If you want to buy Street Fighter 6 without the DLC, it's $40. So the price of the Street Fighter 6 is the same price as the Amiibo. So you either get Street Fighter 6 or you get the Amiibo. I mean, it's pretty obvious what I'm going to pick here.
I mean, one's a true physical release.
That is true. Yeah, it does have it is one of those game keycard things, I believe. So there you go. But yeah, I got those two Amiibo. I broke 100 hours on Xenoblade Chronicles X. So there you go.
You really are continuing to play.
Yeah, I broke 100 hours over the weekend. I got the Zenith, which is like one of the it's one of the more powerful weapons for the Skells. It can do over 300,000 damage in one hit. It's just like a big giant cannon. And
is it a special move or is it an actual weapon?
No, it's a weapon. It's a weapon that you have to construct. Like you basically get the schematics for it from giving the money to the different companies, and eventually it'll become available. But you have to find the parts to put it together. And once you have the things put together, you automatically get it. That's the way it works. You don't have to buy it or whatever. From like the super weapons that I saw, that one had the highest damage, so that's why I went for that one. And yeah, it's great to just like one shot these like level 50 guys or whatever with this thing. It's cool. And it does take a lot of gas, so I have had to refuel my Skell a lot because of using it, but it's a great fucking weapon. It's just a giant cannon that you have on the back of your Skell. And it takes a minute for it to heat up, but it just goes and then it's like I've seen it, 300,000-400,000 like damage, and it's cool. I like it.
That is cool.
That's what I did with that, and mostly I've just been trying to make it through Xenosaga because we're gonna podcast about that this weekend. So
that's coming up.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but I'm like at 20 hours in. It's like a 40-hour game. I think I'll maybe make it to 30. It's such a slow ass game. I mean, I like it, but it's so slow.
Well, I saw Mike just finished it, so
yeah,
at least got Mike to lean on for that.
Well, I mean, I don't normally finish these games, but he beat it. Dominic beat it too, who was on our show for Xenoblade Chronicles X. So. But I could at least just give my opinions on it or whatever. But I do like it. It's just slow as fuck. Like the level, the fighting. I mean, the battle mechanics are interesting, but the battles just go so slowly. Like I really wish I could speed it up. Plus, like not having a map for the ships doesn't help because I get lost really easily going through them and that sort of thing. But I think this is a big thing. I mean, this is like a news thing too, I guess. But we had our big update, our big Switch update that happened yesterday, and that is
20.
Like 20.20 or whatever it's called.
0.0.
And this one actually brings in a lot of Switch 2 stuff into it.
Yeah.
There's some new things you might notice if you got your Switch update. Now it has Game Share. There's more icons on the bottom now, and one of them is Game Share, and that's where you can share specific Switch 1 games with other Switch 2 owners. So you can do that. You can't do anything with it, but you can click on it, and it'll be like, here's where Game Share is. You don't have a Switch 2, so you can't use this, but you can still do that and look at it. And if you go into the options, if you go all the way down to the options, all the system options, you can see there's selectable Switch, move your information from Switch 1 to Switch 2 is on there now. So you can move all your shit to Switch 2 if you have one. It's available now. They changed the eShop from yellow to red, which kind of fucks me up a little bit. Like that's because red used to be news and now news is green. So it's like, what? And it still runs as slowly as it did before. But now you can put Switch 2 games on there. Now, if you want to wish list Switch 2 games, they show up in on your wish list on the Switch eShop because they didn't before, because I did put them on there and you would only see them on the website. But now you can see them on your Switch eShop. I feel like I'm the only one that actually goes on the Switch eShop still because it's so slow and broken. But I did. I went on there. It's red now. Whatever.
It's red now.
Yep. And it's very, very red because Switch 2 is red. But I wish listed just to see it on there. I wish listed Street Fighter 6, and Bravely Default, and I think I put Rune Factory on there as well. So
yeah, I was wondering how they would differentiate, or if you went and looked at the Switch 2 products on Switch 1, and it clearly says right there. I'm looking at Donkey Kong Bonanza. It says not supported right there. First thing.
Yep. They got to let you know.
Yep.
But also with this update, they now there's the whatever you call it, the virtual cart thing where you can send your cart to people, which I kind of looked into that a little bit because first thing I was thinking of, I was like, yeah, wouldn't it be really great if all of us could be on a family plan and we could all trade games to each other? Not possible. I mean, we can be on a family plan together, but if you want to trade a game with somebody, they have to be in the same room with you, and your Switches have to be touching each other.
Oh, it's
which
NFC.
Fucking sucks. Yeah, they have to be next to each other for you to exchange virtual game cards.
I mean, it makes sense.
There is no, because I was thinking, I was like, what if we got a Nintendo Switch Online family plan? Maybe we have to. You don't even have to do that. All you have to do is you start a family account on your Nintendo Switch account, and all you do is just add other people on there. They don't even have to be on Nintendo Switch Online at all. And you add them, and whoever is in your family plan is who you can lend your games to. But they have to be people who you can actually physically see. So you can't send them online.
So we would have to be paying for all of our plans with the same payment information, and we would have to be in the same room when we were changing games.
No. You don't have to be on the same Nintendo Switch Online. You just have to be in order to be in the family. All you have to do is just accept an invite. That it has nothing to do with Nintendo Switch Online. You can actually lend games to people who don't have Nintendo Switch Online, as long as they're in your family group that you just make on your on your account page. That's all you do. It doesn't have anything to do with Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah,
but you have to be able to put your Switch next to their Switch to exchange the cards like that. You can't do it over the internet. So
it makes sense.
So theoretically, if I had, when I was playing, when I was playing Bowser's Fury, and I wanted both of you to play it, that's going to be my example from here till forevermore.
Yeah, you sent it to us physically, which is much easier.
Right, I could have bought it, and then when I was hanging out with y'all, I could have let one of the two of you borrow it, and then you could have had it, and then it would have been the same thing, just you couldn't have shipped it.
You would have to just buy it digitally and send me your Switch, and then I'll use your Switch to put it on my Switch, and then I'll send
my Switch back to
and
me,
then I'll
please.
Send your Switch to John.
No, send it back.
Actually, there's only one. You can actually only lend your game out to one person, so it wouldn't work. I'd have to send it back to you, and then
that's right. I would have to send my Switch to
and
John.
then whenever I was done with it, you'd have to send me your Switch again, because I think you have to return it next to each other. Even if it's 2 weeks, you still have to put your Switches next together to return the game.
That's how you get stuff stolen.
Yeah.
For sending Switches. I mean, come on.
What if you were in a relationship and then you broke up and they took they took Donkey Kong with them, and you didn't want to see them, so you can't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched some videos on it. And also, if you're doing what I do, what Jess and I do, where my Switch is my primary Switch and Jess's Switch is my secondary Switch, so Jess can play games that I bought on their Switch and all that. when it with the new like virtual game cards, you actually can't do that. But if you go into the options and if you go into users and you turn on license, I think is what it's called, like official license or something like that, then you can actually get it back to where you can both play like the same game on various things. So I had to switch that off to get it to work again. So I don't think we're even going to bother with the virtual game cards, but they're on there now. But what's cool is actually if you click on, because there's an icon on the bottom now, if you click on the icon, it'll actually tell you how many games you have on your system. I don't know if it's like how many you bought total, because I might have had more than this. But I mean, mine,
because there's stuff on here. There's stuff that's not showing up in mine that I know I bought.
Yeah, me too. Because I just bought, as far as stuff that I got, for the week and games we've been playing or whatever. I finally bought Metal Gear Solid the collection because it was on sale on Woot for $15. It's the cheapest it's ever been. So I went for it. That's like $5 a game. There's like 6 games on here, so it's even cheaper. But yeah, no, I've always wanted to play it. I really didn't want to get it physical, but it only goes on sale for like $40 on digital, so I cracked because I really want, because Metal Gear Solid 3 at one point was one of my favorite games of all time, so I really wanted to like play that again. And on my background for the patrons, I actually have the PlayStation 1 Metal Gear Solid 1 playing against the GameCube remake of Twin Snakes right on either side of my head here, so that's what we're doing there because it's fun. But I put it on my system and I installed all the games, but they still don't show up in the virtual game card thing or whatever. It still says 801. 801 is what I got. I figured that's probably that I'm going to have the most out of all you guys. Did you guys check yours?
Yeah, I have 310.
I have 308.
Oh, we're so close.
John has more than you? Whoa.
I too.
Well, like I said, a lot of stuff. I know there's a lot of stuff that's not showing up on here, like physical games I bought.
Oh yeah, mine's.
I wonder if it's just digital games.
You forget that I buy sometimes 25 games at a time at Christmas.
Right. I do like sorting from oldest to newest, though.
You also go like months without buying anything, so I mean,
that's true.
It all kind of evens out.
Game, you want to hear the last time I bought a game?
The Shitmas.
Well, besides the one where we had all buy it was Clock Tower in October.
Yeah. No, I know it's been a bit since you got anything. But also a thing I mean, it's kind of stupid that I didn't know about it, but since Jess and I share games, Jess was playing Yoshi's Crafted World again, and we were trying to we were trying to like share the game, and I couldn't play. We couldn't play at the same time. But I realized that if I just put my system on airplane mode, I can play whatever, and we can play at the same time. Like she could play games, or they could play games that I have.
You just can't do any connectivity stuff.
I just can't connect to the internet.
Able to do anyway.
Yeah. But most of the games I play are online anyway, or offline anyway. So But yeah, I always
Isn't that
want
kind of what a Switch is supposed to be.
I was always afraid to see how many games on here, and according to this thing, I have 801, and that's a lot.
That's a lot.
But I have a lot of demos.
Yeah, there's a lot of demos on here. So I sorted mine from oldest to newest just for fun, and it's like a history of the podcast since 2016 or early 2017, because it starts with snipper clips.
Oh
then
shit!
It's the Splatoon 2 global test fire, and then it's Snake Pass, and then Wonder Boy the Dragon Trap. So I mean, it goes from there, like the original Minecraft, which got changed.
Wow.
But there was a Switch edition originally.
Yeah, so you can go from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So you can let someone borrow the Switch 2 global test, or the Splatoon 2 global test fire. That doesn't.
You can't
work
do anything
anymore.
with it, but
you can let somebody borrow it.
I don't know, because it's got like a. Okay, no, I know why. Because I have.
It's because you didn't. Because you probably erased it, right? Because I have where it has like the cards are full in with green. They're like green boxes, or they're black boxes if you don't have them on there anymore.
But yeah, like Sonic Mania is on here, Rocket League, Stardew Valley. Going all the way back.
That's cool. Oh yeah, it's like filter. Loaded on this system, loaded on another system, not loaded on any system. What is that?
Oh, well, you've had multiple switches too, so that might complicate yours.
Yeah. You can put it up by upgrade pack or downloadable content. Oh yeah, there was something I was saying earlier before we started recording. Like if you have a physical game on here, I don't know if you've looked at any of like the physical games that you have.
No.
If you look at it on here,
I'm looking at them right now.
It'll show the physical game on the system, but it'll say DLC under it. And apparently, if you're sharing two consoles, if you try to play that same game on the other one, you have to re-download all of the DLC, even if you've already played it on there. So I've seen people like being angry about that online.
That makes sense. Breath of the Wild says DLC underneath.
Yeah,
It looks like the physical games are also they
they're
look
side.
a little smaller.
Yeah, well, they're like flipped to the side, and I don't think you can actually. I mean, obviously you can't share those because you have to have the physical one to play it.
I think it must be downloads because Zelda shows up as the 9th game chronologically. And I mean, that was the first game I was playing. Besides, Snipper Clips might be first technically because that was the only thing I could play at first because Zelda hadn't arrived in the mail yet. But
Yeah,
it shows up later, and the reason why is probably because that's what I paid for the DLC.
Oh, maybe so.
That's what I think because it's even
Makes sense.
after Disgaea and the Arms
This guy,
demo.
My first game on here is Fast RMX. It's my number
Yeah,
one.
that makes sense.
We got Fast RMX, Snipper Clips,
Puyo
Shovel
2.
Knight, Spectre of Torment, Waku Waku 7. The Puyo Puyo thing actually didn't come until way later because I ordered it from Japan. It took forever. It took forever to get here, but it doesn't. I mean, I haven't seen it on here yet. So maybe the physical stuff will only show up here if you have DLC involved with it.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Because like my physical Metal Gear stuff is not on here, but Mortal Kombat 1 is on here, and it says Mortal Kombat 1 downloadable content. So I don't think it's actually the full game. It's just whatever you got. Because like here's Ease 10 downloadable content. So
I don't see Tears of the Kingdom on here at all. When I have Tears physical.
Well, Tears doesn't have DLC.
Killer Queen's still on
exactly
here.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Killer Queen Black, which we all know does not work, but was a really cool game while it lasted.
Well, the online. I mean, you could. I guess you probably can't play
No.
single player, right?
I don't
It's
work
all
out.
online. Yeah.
But yeah, I figured I would be the one who had the most games on here. But yeah, there you go.
I got an air of complaint about the
There's some
new
fun.
Switch
There's some
eShop.
fun stuff you can fuck around with on there. If
If nothing else, it's just
everybody's gonna have to
more
get the
menus.
updates, so you'll all use it.
I need to air a complaint about the new Switch eShop, which, congrats, we can add new games for Switch 2, but what if your wish list is already full? Mine's already full. You still can't.
they're
they didn't double it. Come on, you came out with a whole
Clean
new
out your
system,
list.
double the size of the wish list.
John wants to
possibilities.
have 1,000 games on there that he'll never play. He wants 1,000 that
know.
he can just look at and never ever play them, even though most of them, even though they might be 99 cents, but you still don't want to pay for them.
I don't understand why there is a limit to the wish list. It's so stupid. Like, don't you want people keeping track of all the different games that they want?
I don't think we represent the majority of Switch players because the two of you really love folders. That's not most people.
The eShop can barely run on its own. I think if you had a 500 game wish list, it would not run at all. Like maybe when we get the new eShop for Switch 2, maybe they'll give you more because the eShop won't take like 30 minutes to load like one game or whatever. Like
Maybe.
it's pretty fucking stupid.
I don't know. I think we got to do our idea sooner than later.
The
That'd be
wish.
nice.
Well, we have to
Yeah.
we have to refine it better because I'm not looking at 400 games. Sorry, and I don't think Jeremy is. I don't think anybody on this show is gonna look through 400 games and tell you like which ones to. I'm just gonna say cut all of them.
I wasn't suggesting we look at the 400 games, but if we look back at the messages that we were passing back and forth. Yep. In any case, yeah.
I mean, maybe you can limit it to be like here are the ones that are on the chopping block, possibly, and maybe you
That's exactly it.
Maybe you can
Like-
veto some if somebody's like, oh, you got to get rid of this, and you're like, no.
That's
I'm
what I was
keeping it.
suggesting. We put some up for the chopping block, and yep, that'd be good.
Something less.
My wish list is very trim and tidy. It's not very many things at all, and I actually probably have some stuff on there I own that I haven't gone and cleaned off.
I had to cut some stuff to put Switch 2 games on there, but I did just because I wanted to just have Switch 2 games on my wish list, and now I can look at them.
I love to think that there's that many Switch games that I want, but there's not. I think I have everything I want for the Switch.
I think like which ones do I have on there? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I think I have. I might have put Cyberpunk on there just to have it on there. But I mean, I just wanted to just have a Switch 2 wish list to look at there.
Well, it is cool. They're letting us sort of like get a little more hyped about the Switch 2 by seeing it on our current console. We weren't really seeing that on the Wii U. I guess maybe there was like a link in the Eshop to a Direct or something. I don't think you could really scope out the Switch on the Wii U. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but no, this is like, in a way, it makes me less excited. I'm sorry to say it, but like by getting what I want, I'm less excited because it really is just an incremental upgrade. And I mean, it's a huge increment. Don't get me wrong, but it's just going to be a nicer Switch.
I think
it's going to have everything on it.
But what about game chat?
Right. Well, I mean, we'll use it. We'll test it out at some point.
I'll play it like once.
I think I'm most excited for the camera stuff for like Mario Kart, or not Mario Kart. Well, maybe Mario Kart, but like Mario Party and silly stuff like that that'll bring it into the world of like Jackbox, where you're embarrassing yourself on the television.
I didn't even think about that. The new Jackbox could be pretty fun on Switch 2 with that camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if
it could have been doing it the whole time with any camera on any console. I don't think Nintendo's doing anything special.
Right.
I mean,
they could have done it on PlayStation with the PlayStation Eye or whatever it's called.
I don't know. I mean, I'm excited, but also, maybe, like I said before, maybe it's because I'm older, but the new Switch is exciting to me as a gamer for sure. But right now it's just Mario Kart. So yeah, Donkey Kong eventually. But on June 5th, I'm going to be playing Mario Kart, and I'm going to be playing Tears of the Kingdom probably.
I mean, yeah, we'll get those upgrades for free, so you can go and play those games again, I guess. Yeah, the only games I had that I put on my wish list was just Bravely Default, Street Fighter 6, and Cyberpunk 2077. Just because I just wanted to have stuff on there, just to look.
I'll throw Elden Ring on there because I'm probably going to cave and get that. But
I don't think it's in the eShop though yet.
Well, then I'm not going to.
So,
do we know if this is exactly what the new eShop is going to look like on the Switch 2 as well?
No.
I'm thinking it's going to look different on the Switch 2. They're kind of throwing these games in there because they want to entice you, so you can see the Switch 2 games and I should upgrade and get the new console and all that. I do think that Switch 2 eShop is going to look a little different.
It's not going to have music though. That was confirmed. No music.
I think it'll be visually different, and it'll probably run better as well. So yeah, I think it'll be better.
I hope it runs better. I think it's going to look the same.
It'll still be Nintendo as fuck, and we'll have plenty of complaints about it, I'm sure. And whenever they seem to break through one barrier that they've put up for themselves, then they put another barrier up for themselves to break through.
Like breaking that glass ceiling.
The ceiling they
of barriers
built themselves.
Yep. That's all I got. Is there anything you got other stuff, Jeremy?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So this week I mostly played. Well, I said I play a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. Like, not a lot, but I kind of booted it up just to sort of like pretend like I was playing it on Switch 2 and be like, how could it look better? Honestly, once I was a few minutes into the game, I forgot that the game doesn't look good because the game's great. Like it runs smooth as fuck, and I thought I would have a hard time remembering the controls and all the like crafting all the manipulation and stuff. And no, I remember all that stuff. That's muscle memory because I played it so long. So I don't know. It's still a great game, and I actually got. I mean, I played a couple hours of it to where I got off the tutorial island and went down, and I started like getting shrines and stuff. And I was like, wait a minute, I need to stop. Like, not to say like I shouldn't have a good time with a game I already own. And
you started from the beginning again. You started.
Yeah. I started from the beginning on a different profile, on my Japanese profile, Jarantula. But yeah, there's no need to keep playing. I need to wait till Switch 2. But I'm excited. I'm excited for what kind of silliness can be done in that game with all the new, being able to like actually like get people's creations into your game and stuff without having to figure out how to build them. And maybe there's going to be some new life breathed into the game. But it's a fun game. And I remember at the time when I played it, I was still hot on Elden Ring and making my little comparisons here and there, just because it seems like those two series mutually like influenced each other. And I think I think Tears of the Kingdom is just more like just fun. It's just a more fun game. Maybe it's not as rewarding because it's not that hard, but it's more rewarding in that there's more to discover and there's more to do if you don't feel like advancing the main quest. and that's why I love that game. Still think it's one of my top 10s, if not in my top 5s of all time of video games. And I'm actually excited to play it on the Switch too, even though I've already played it recently. Like, I just want to. I think besides Mario Kart World, that's
That
what
4K
I'm
60
second most
FPS,
excited.
whatever. Yeah.
And it's been a while since you really got into it. When was the last time that you were really into it? Like 2 years ago when it came out?
Right. I don't think I'm going to get into it, but because especially if I'm starting over again, I think starting over again is more about reacclimating myself. And then if I actually played it, I would probably boot up my save file and try to get those last shrines. And I think there's like extra tools and stuff I'll be able to use to like do a completionist file, or the closest to completionist that I've cared to do. I'm not going to get all the bubble frogs, but I would like to get all the shrines. So I'll do that. Do I see myself getting totally pulled into the game again? I don't know, but it certainly is a pretty game, and it's fun, and it's really easy to get lost in it, like in a good way.
I'm really excited because ever since they announced that app and that you could like see where all the bullfrogs and the Koroks and stuff are, I'm like, I kind of have been like incentivized to keep playing it on the current Switch.
I was gonna say, have you like just been like, I'm done with Switch 1 now? You're just not gonna play anything until June 5th?
Kinda, yeah, kind of.
Well, you gotta. I mean, you should play something since you're on a weekly video game podcast. just to have something to,
Yeah, well, I mean, like
content.
last week, like I said, I was like so bummed I didn't want to look at a video game. Maybe I'll poke around here and there, but like my go-tos, the Tears of the Kingdom is getting an upgrade, Hitman getting an upgrade.
Oh yeah.
I kind of want to like let that marinate a little bit, so I can play those games in a fresh new way again.
You could go back and play those 200 other
Rocket
ones.
League or
I
whatever.
would say that's cool.
Yeah.
Jump into your back catalog then, if nothing else.
I mean, when I got the pre-order for Switch 2, I was like I was more excited because I felt the same way as John did. I was like, I don't want to play games anymore because I got defeated on Switch 2. But now that I have it, I feel like a little bit like, like I want to celebrate the old Switch. Like I want to go back and try to beat the stuff that I didn't beat, like
Switch is
like Fire Emblem Three Houses, and like was that other weird, the one that was like the weird Pokemon-ish game.
Arceus.
No, I beat that game. The other one. It wasn't Pokemon, but you had stuff that you collected. I forget what it was called. Where you had the big monsters. Yeah. It was made by Platinum.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember this.
Well,
game
neither of you played it. I'm the only one that got it.
But I was gonna say, other than playing that this week, I've just been completely sucked into this Blueprints game. Like, I originally was just like, I don't understand.
Astral Chain.
Oh, Astral Chain.
That's the one I wanted to go back and play because I really love that game, and then I just fell off it for whatever reason. I think because I bought too many games at the time. But Astral Chain,
they're like big, like demon things, right? It's not like.
Yeah, though, I mean, they're kind of
like Shin Megami.
I meant they're kind of like Pokemon because you have things that you control, but it's more action oriented. I just always really liked it, and I thought it looked really good, and I want to go back to it.
But yeah, other than playing that this week, I've just been really focused on this Blueprints game. Which the more I play it, the more it's
you like it now. How many days do you have on it now?
Oh God, I'm in the 60s.
Okay. But I mean, how many rooms have you? Like, how close have you? What is it, like the 65th room or something like that you have to find?
It's the 46th room, and
46th.
I've gotten right up to it multiple times, but the doors aren't open. I haven't quite figured out how to open the doors, but I have a pretty damn good idea now because there's just so much stuff that I've been going out of my way to not like get any advice on the internet. But I did listen to a podcast about it. It was a kind of funny. They actually just spoiler cast, but I only listened to a little bit of it. But they just less than like me learning solutions to puzzles from what I did here. It was more about like looking for the indicators that I was doing things right. Because this game, it does not hold your hand. But there's certain things you do where if you're like creating a power source, it'll actually create like a line of light along the ceiling. Well, I never noticed that before because I barely ever look up in this game, and that's something I learned. You got to look up. And I've started doing that, and I've found a lot more solutions by actually looking up, which is silly, but I never thought to do it. And I actually just finally figured out at the top of the show. I mentioned the boiler. Like I've had the boiler room unlocked since way early on in the game, and I thought I had activated it, but I had never activated it properly. And I finally figured out how to activate it properly, and then how to like get it to like take me to like get that power source to go where I need it to be. And I ended up getting it to go to a place where I solved the puzzle, and then I did it, and the puzzle worked, and it unlocked a new location. And I was like, "What? This just happened earlier today." I'm like, "How did this just happen?" Like, I'm unlocking a new location right now, this far into the game. I can't figure out how to get there. It's unlocked, but I don't know where it is. I can't, for the life of me, find it on the map. And I haven't looked online. I probably could do that, but like, it's like there's this place I can go visit once a day to help me out. It's a permanent unlock, but I can't figure out where it is. So once again, I'm at that point in the game where I'm like, yes. Wait, what? And I just keep kind of getting to those points. But I've got to the point where I can usually clear 40 rooms, and there's only 46 total spots, on the whole map. So I've gotten to the point where I've got enough options, and my runs usually last a pretty good amount of time. And I've learned how to do the permanent upgrades, and I've learned like all the different systems, how they work together from room to room, and the equipment you have to activate in one room to get stuff to work right in another room. And it's a very complicated game, but it's very rewarding when it all just starts to kind of cascade, like all these little pieces of clues you knew you had figured out, and then they start to fall together, and you're like, wait, this, and then that, and then that, and then when that all like kind of comes together, man, it is so satisfying. And I love this game. It's definitely worth its praise that it's been getting. And it's,
Yeah, people love it.
I think it's a game for anybody. I don't think it's a gamer's game. I mean, it's definitely like a puzzle fan's game for sure. Like you would have to like point and click adventures, especially because it's really kind of the ultimate DNA of this game. But you'd also have to like roguelikes, and you'd also have to be cool. And therefore, you'd have to be fine with failing a lot, because failing is part of how the game works. So there's not a whole lot of permanent upgrades, but every once in a while, I'll get like a good symbiosis of rooms and factors based on certain rooms where you can control conditions or whatever. And I've gotten it to where I like start with a lot more money now, and that's made such a huge difference. And I had to do that by literally finding a room. I had to find like 2 different rooms in the same run. Then I had to find this other room, and then I had to be able to activate, randomly this other room right next to the other one. And it was just, like I said, it was just like all these different things that just had to work perfectly, and I had to know what to do. And once you do that, it feels so good. But I listened to a podcast about this game recently, and somebody was saying they beat it in like 15 days, and I was like, "How was that even possible?"
Yeah, I heard that. I think didn't Tina say that on 8.4?
Yeah.
Like she said she beat it pretty quickly.
Yeah, like I said, I'm nearly 60 days in, and that's not happening for me. I think I'm around 30 hours into the game, and I just keep playing it. It's so fun. It's become my new PlayStation Portal. I don't have a Portal, but it's become my new remote play game. Yeah, I go. I'm like, well, I'm getting kind of tired. I'm going to go up to bed. And I lay in bed and I play like a run or 2 of it before I go to sleep.
Lay in bed, 6 hours of blueprints, still not sleeping.
It's surprisingly addictive for how simple it is on the surface. And
I'm really intrigued by this game.
It's a really good game.
Too.
I think it will.
Yeah, I'd like to try it.
They're going to put this everywhere based on the reception, I think.
I'd like to try it.
I think it'll come out for Switch 1.
I was really surprised it wasn't. I was really surprised it wasn't on PS4. If it was PS5
I don't know why
only.
it's not. It seems like it could run on a phone.
Because I'd be willing to give it a look. I mean, because it's not very expensive either. Like I thought about checking it out just because it was getting so much praise, and I think it's less than $20 or whatever, even new. So I mean, I would have bought it and played it on PS4, but it's not on there. So, So hopefully, it comes out for something else.
Yeah, if y'all ever get a chance, I think both of you will like it for different but similar reasons. And it wasn't my cup of tea the first few times I played it, and I really just kind of, and I think the fact that it was a PS Plus game kind of makes it kind of devalues it a little bit initially for me, whether or not that's fair. It's like, well, I didn't anticipate this game. I'm seeing it now. People are saying good things about it, but I don't get it. I have no like, I don't know. I have no like real desire to play it, so I'm not going to because I didn't buy it. If I had paid $3 for it, then I would want to play it. Like it didn't have to be. It just didn't have. There we go. I didn't have like an investment into it. So once I got back from vacation and I started playing it again, a couple rounds in, I was finally like, oh wait, okay, I get it. It just something clicked in my head, and once I start unlocking, permanent upgrades, that's really where it gets its hooks in you, because then there's a good reason for me to play another day because I know I have this advantage now.
It's $30. It's $29.99, but still, like, that's not that expensive.
I've already gotten that,
but it's
value out of it,
and it's like on
$1
the PlayStation Extra level, so that's just like one above the base level, right? So I mean,
and it's on Game Pass, but no one probably that
it's
listens to us has an Xbox.
It's on Game Pass also, yeah. No, I what was it? Video Game Apocalypse. They're saying they were surprised it was on both, that it was on PS Plus and Game Pass at the same time. But I mean, whatever, get it out there. But put it on. I mean, with all the talk that I feel like just a whole lot of people didn't get Switch 2, units or whatever, development units, like till now. So we'll see some stuff trickle in later.
I see this one getting some kind of awards at the end of the year. I would be shocked if it didn't get something at the Game Awards or whatever. Like it's like a next level game within the context of a lot of other stuff.
There was just that new like Turtles game that got announced. It was like it's like another arcade brawler, and that's for like PS4 and Xbox S. And I feel like they just didn't have a development kit yet for Switch 2, because I'm surprised it isn't coming to that too, since it's on all the other systems. But whatever. But yeah, Blueprints. Hopefully we'll get to play it at some point.
Hell of a game. Anyone that can play it, please at least give it a try, because if you want a good chill game, this is it. This is something that's not going to make you want to pull your hair out, and
you can't die, right?
And failing is great.
Yeah, like failing is just
Failing is like working your way up, because as long as you especially in those first few hours, if you're always like drafting rooms you haven't drafted before, you're setting yourself up for success in the future, because those will become options in the future more often when you draft rooms.
Definitely, I'm into it, and I like building houses. No, not really, but I thought it'd be interesting, kind of with the design of it.
It's fun. I kind of wonder if it's not like in some way like helping me out with spatial reasoning, because I used to have to look at the map all the time when I played it, but I've gotten to the point where I can like I know the room so well, and I know like what direction I'm heading, and there's not like a you can pull up a map whenever, but there's not like a map projected on the screen at all times. And there's times where I'll go several rooms and not even think about what my orientation is or what I have that I haven't done yet. I'll just remember it. I won't even need to look at the map. And I mean, that's a sign that I've played this game too much, probably, but also like it's a sign of a good game that even though the world shifts like it does, the fact that each room pretty much stays the same from day to day, no matter where it's located, really kind of gives you like a synchronicity to the whole space.
Yeah, I definitely want to check it out. But aside from that, you're good for your stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's. I say we'll just, whatever news stuff you want to throw out here. I do want to say
news. Don't snooze or you miss the news.
Just because I'm kind of excited about it. They're doing like a May the 4th Star Wars free games through Nintendo Switch Online. 2 game trials. Star Wars Bounty Hunter, which I already have, which is a GameCube game, or was on GameCube. But the one I've actually already downloaded just because I want to try it out is Jedi Power Battles, because I think this game sucks, but I just want to see. I just want to be like, I just want to know that it sucks as much as I remember it sucking. And I have like 3 copies of this game. I don't know how I ended up with it. I have 2 Dreamcast copies of this game, and I think I have a PlayStation copy of it also. I don't know where. I think people just gave them to me, probably because they know that it sucked too. But anyway, I could play it for free now, and I'm going to, just to see how I feel about it. I mean, it's basically like a, it's kind of like an arcade game with Jedis, but I always thought that the control was bad and it was really easy to die accidentally, and like the whole like platforming kind of sucked on it. So when we get to see whether I'm wrong or right or not. I think I'm right, but yeah, I could try it out for free now through May 6th. So whatever. I mean, but you guys can get a Star Wars Bounty Hunter. I know you don't care, but it's a fun game. I like it.
I do not.
It's hard, but it's fun. I mean, I know you guys love your third-person shooter episode 2 games. I know you wanted to know what happened to Jango Fett before episode 2. I want to know. You want to know why they decided to use his body type to clone all of the stormtroopers from. You want to know the story about that? That's what it's about.
Sure.
It's a good game.
Just let me know when Baby Yoda shows up, and then I'll be back on the train.
I mean, that's it. I don't think there's any games with Grogu in there yet, but I'm sure there will be.
We'll get some news about the stupid tariffs. Some good news on this side of things. Wingspan developer Stonemaier Games announces it will sue the Trump administration over tariffs. So good job.
Sure. I mean, yeah. Well, okay. It's like when Alex Jones got sued. He never paid anything for it. I mean, he lost, but he didn't. Suing is like so pointless because people can just not pay for it, and it doesn't matter. Like he got sued, and they won the case against him. He never paid a dime though, and that doesn't matter. He's just gonna still keep doing his bullshit forever because he's not. It doesn't mean anything. Doesn't seem like it means anything. There's plenty of people that have been sued, and they never paid a single fucking dime for it, and it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that somebody is, even a small developer is trying to stick it to them. That's good news.
Yeah, but even if they win, even if they win, he won't have to pay anything.
Well, I think it's more to sue to stop these tariffs from happening, not to make him pay or whatever. But 8-Bit Dough, on the bad side of things, 8-Bit Dough is no longer shipping to the U.S. from China, thanks to the tariffs.
For now,
yeah. I see this. This like just recently dropped. I think just today, right?
Yep.
I mean, I mean, you can still get them. You can still get them from Amazon, but yeah, maybe they're not.
Yeah, whatever stock they have here.
Yeah. I mean, my 8-Bit Dough controllers are still working well. They do have Hall effect ones of the ones that I have. I don't know whether mine are or not, but but the 2.0 ones you can get it with Hall effect and all that stuff. So.
Oh, I forgot to mention that stick drift is happening in my PlayStation 5.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh, wait, but you have a different controller, don't you? It's not even the. Didn't you
It's
buy
the same one?
Oh, it is. Oh. It was PS because you bought a different one. Maybe that was for PS4.
That was PS4. No, my PS5 controller still have the same one, but
I'm surprised it lasts as long as it did.
The charging port broke, so I had to buy a dock charger, and now it's starting to drift.
That was what it was.
It makes me choose the wrong rooms in blueprints, and it makes me mad sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that the PS5 controller drifted. Yeah, almost as much as as the Joy-Cons did. Like it kind of had the same problem with the joystick.
And I thought, when I shut down the PlayStation, rebooted it, but it's something happening in my main stick, and it's drifting to the left.
I mean, it's better left than right? Going back on the tariffs, don't drift right. Don't drift right. It's a bad place.
Well, hopefully no drifting with the GameCube controller. To bring this back in the news for a second, we forgot to mention that the price was announced. It's $64.99. Yeah,
we were having conversations about this on our Patreon episode. It's weird because if you Google it, it shows the price, but then if you click on the site, the price goes away. So you can only see the price when you're on Google, but when you click on the Nintendo, then there's no price there on the actual site.
It's because Google takes a cache of what was there. Basically, Nintendo had it up for a moment, and they've taken it down.
Yeah,
I saw it when I was up. It said $64.99.
No, it says everywhere. If you look it up, it says $64.99. But if you click on the site, it's not there. I'm looking at right now. It says Nintendo.com $64.99 out of stock. Obviously, it never was in stock. But if you click on it, it says is June 5th. There's no price there. But it's just funny the way I don't know. Yeah, maybe if it was there for a second, and then it's just not. But it does, whatever, $64.99. That's way better than $85 or whatever they're selling the fucking, the Pro controller for. So cool.
And they did confirm that it's compatible with other games, just as we were suspecting, right?
Yeah, I think we said this 3 episodes ago. But yeah, it works for other things because obviously it does. It's just not gonna. just like clicking in the sticks won't. There'll be like certain things that you can't do, but yeah, it's going to fucking work for everything else. It's not just going to shut down when you open another thing. That's just not the way that controllers work. Like, period. So anybody who thought that was real is
Nintendo announced
doesn't
the
know
price
anything
of
about
the launch
controllers.
games as well. So they are available on the eShop. But just to be clear, all the prices are available too for the launch software. So you can start to budget yourself out if you want to. $60 for Hitman again, sure. I'll bring my total to $360, whatever.
But you get everything. You get everything in one package, right?
Yeah, no, I did email them. I should check if they responded real quick.
Would you email them and ask to return your $300?
Well, no, I emailed them to ask if all my progress was going to be transferred over to this new game from the cloud game.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it is or not. So I've got no response.
Can you?
Yet.
I mean, I don't know how it works on that game. Like, is it? Can you like start an account through IO? I mean, is it like it's not like Fortnite or something, right? Where you can just carry yourself over to whatever system you get it.
I have an IO account.
So maybe if you have an IO account, then maybe your progress could carry that way.
Hopefully,
any other way, I don't think that it's going to like cloud save from one to the other. But I don't know. But we did see actually between episodes, we did actually see some pre-order stuff. You can dress as Mario. So there you go. You can make Agent 37 dresses you can wear. Red, and there's like a mushroom gun or something. I don't know.
There's a explosive mushroom, or there's a golden wrench. Then they have a Mario suit, and they also have a Fire Mario suit. Those are for the digital. If you pre-order it digital, if you pre-order it on physical, you get a Luigi suit and a Yoshi duck.
Oh, there's a difference if whether you get digital or physical. Oh,
yep.
Okay. That kind of sucks. They should just be all the same,
Yeah, I want all the stuff.
I mean, are you going to try to get it physical then for the Luigi suit, or do you care?
No, I need to have this thing on my system all the time. There's no way I'm getting this physical.
Yeah,
digital all the way. Yep.
I mean, it totally reminds me of the fucking Tekken Tag tournament for Wii U, where all the Tekken characters had Mario suits, like on the launch of Wii U. Like, it 100% reminds me of that.
Nice.
So I mean, which I was hoping for this one to have a Tekken 8 where everybody could dress up like Mario, but I think it's coming. I think it's coming at some point.
I did think it was funny that Nintendo actually put this trailer out on YouTube, this specific trailer featuring the Mario and Luigi outfits. So that was like, they're actually like promoting this, like,
I mean, it's a game for their system, Mario.
Yeah.
I mean, they were up front with the Tekken Tag tournament stuff too for Wii U, which was kind of like, it was another one of the things where it's like, does anybody care? I don't know. I mean, I bought it on the cheap. It's a fun game, but yeah, I thought it was funny like how much they were pushing the Mario outfits, for everybody. But I mean, I think it showed up elsewhere, and then it showed up on the Nintendo YouTube as well. But I mean, hey, at least they'll give you something new since you put like 600 hours into the old one. Give you a little
655.
Yeah, something like that. That was a good guess. I didn't think it was quite 7 yet.
So Nintendo has announced that it's not going to have enough consoles to meet demand in Japan.
Yep, or probably not here either.
Yep, probably not anywhere else.
But that's kind of where it's come around with the whole like lottery thing, where
right.
People may not be informed by the day that the original said, and you may not even get one until July or something like that. Even if you do, if you are. Yeah. If they do let you know about it, or know. Did you see?
Even Sakurai got his Switch 2 by the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's funny. But,
like even the big wigs, he did, or he didn't.
He did. He got it.
He's probably already been developing for it.
Well, I mean, he has. Kirby Air Riders is the Sakurai game.
Sure,
that's for Switch 2. Yeah, does he have a development unit? But that's not. Yeah, he probably has its own. But not. He probably wants his own aside from
unit.
That.
Yeah. Yep. Sure.
Sega's kind of screwing us a little bit. I was sad about this one, that Sonic X Shadow Generation's not getting an upgrade for Switch 2. Like, there's not really anything that different about it. It's just going to have like higher frame rate and like a higher resolution or whatever. Like, I don't, it's not like you're getting a whole different game or something. Like, it's not like Hogwarts Legacy versus like the Switch 2 one, which are completely fucking different games. Like, they had to start from the ground up for one or the other. I understand that, but like. But the Sonic one already was just a little bit down from the PS4, because it's a fucking I don't know, because it's a PS3 game that Switch could already run anyway. So it's like they kind of bummed me out because I was hoping I could just upgrade it because I already have it, and I've
Right.
just
This game
played a
came
little
out,
bit
what,
of it.
3 months ago?
Yeah, not very long ago.
Not very long
Actually,
ago.
no, it came out last year because
Did
I wanted to get it. I wanted to get it at the end of the year for Game of the Year stuff. It just was never. It was never low enough because it was selling so well. Like the price never went down. I wanted to go down to like 20, and it never really did. But it came out last year at some point, and they had remember they had the movie DLC stuff, but that was like a few months after it released. So it's a 2024 game, but still, like, I don't see the upgrade as being that big of a thing that you can't just throw it on there. I mean, even if you want to charge just like $10 for it, like, it's stupid to sell it as a whole different thing. But whatever, I want to see evidence that it's big enough that you need to buy a whole nother version of it.
Got some good DLC news. Sea of Stars, Throes of the Watchmaker has got its release date. Of course, we already knew it was free.
I got two.
It's coming out free. It's coming out on May 20th.
I got 2 emails about that today. I got one directly from the developers and one from Kickstarter, since I was on their Kickstarter. So I got 2 emails about the same thing in the same day, which would I play that game for like 3 hours maybe? I don't remember. I barely played it. Jeremy played it all the way through. We all have it.
Yeah, I got credits. I didn't get the good ending, but I got the credits.
Yeah, but you beat it. I mean, you put like 30 hours. How many hours into it?
And you saw our name in there. That's the important thing.
I did.
You put more hours in there than I did. I tried. I gave it a good shake. It just didn't really. I don't know. Didn't really hit for me. I guess for whatever reason.
I intend to keep with it and come back to it at some point.
You could play it on Switch too. When you get that.
You could play Madden NFL 26. You said you're going to get this game, right?
Well, I mean, who knows whether I'll pay full price for it or not, because you do know Madden games drop in price pretty quickly. But I thought about giving it a go. I like football, and this be like the 4th or 5th time I've tried to play a Madden game on a Nintendo system. So I could give it a try again, I guess. I mean, I played it. I have Madden 64. I played it on 64. I got a Wii version. I have the last Madden that came out on Wii U, the last Nintendo Madden. Was it Madden 12 or something? I have that one for Wii U. So I have that one, and I have one of the. I think I got the Wii one. I think it was right before they got a different. I think it still has Rex Grossman on there for the quarterback for Bears. If you remember him, the one who completely destroyed the Super Bowl against the Indiana Colts. I know, like, I'm the only one who knows anything about this, but we had a whole party for it, and it was a very sad situation. Friends of mine from Columbia rented out Tantrum. It was a bar next to the Columbia dorms, and we had a big party there, and we all left silently because the Bears really fucked up that game. Rex dropped the ball, like, literally. He dropped the fucking ball on the snap. Like, that's... Yeah, he really fucked over that game. But Prince was the halftime show. He had the wiener guitar, if you remember that one.
The Show in the Rain, yeah.
Yeah, with the Kirby wiener. That was that Super Bowl.
Well, you can simulate all that when it comes out on August 14th.
Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, it'll come out before the season of NFL. I mean, I might get roped into it just because, like I said, I like watching football, and I might just want to just give it a go just to support a Madden game on Nintendo, even though I know they like suck or whatever. But I'll give it a try again. There's just way too many plays in there. I prefer like Tecmo Bowl when there's only like 4 plays. And then I can understand it. Yeah. You just press like 2 different buttons and you're good. You don't need to know like 500 plays for it.
I said it in the Slack. I think they would be wise to release like an arcade mode along with the next Madden game, so that folks who are like want a little bit simpler of an experience can have that if they want to. I
mean, maybe they will, because back in the Wii days, like I said, like most of those ones did have like had like the whatever it's called, the mid. It was kind of like that midway game where you had like less characters and it was more arcadey. Like, so they did do that, like Blitz. Yeah, it had NFL Blitz type stuff for Wii, because Wii was considered a casual system, so they did make more of a casual mode. With like the big head characters, like looking all arcadey, and you can like power bomb people or whatever. And they did do that. So I mean, maybe they'll do it again. I mean, I think the Madden that I have on Wii has the all play mode or whatever it was called, where they made it more like simple, where you can like just point to whoever you want to throw to when you're the quarterback. So I'd be down for that. Why not?
So Super Nintendo World Florida had a preview event that's going to be opening soon, later this month, later in May. I think it comes out May. It opens up May 20th, I think.
Day after my birthday? What?
I believe so.
Cool.
Yeah, which I'd be excited to go between the two of them. I mean, we always knew that the Florida or the California one was going to be a little bit on the small side. This one has like some real good potential, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
People were saying positive things.
It's too bad it's in Florida. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
I don't see myself going back there anytime soon. It's not really a great place.
I haven't been there since '88.
You're
My
winning.
parents have a condo there. They got a condo there like 2 years ago. So I was there last year at their condo. Unfortunately, their condo is on the opposite side. It's in Fort Lauderdale. So it would still be a bit of a hike, about 3 hours or so. But I would go. I would make plans and go to Super Nintendo World in Florida.
I might do
It'd
it
be
in
worth it.
Osaka.
I mean, I
You should. That'd be the
thought
place,
I thought you guys were going. I thought it was
We
part.
are.
I thought it was
We're
part of the
definitely
plans. Yeah, I thought you are going.
Here's something that is a little bit esoteric, but it always interested me. And finally, someone has commented on this, and I'm glad they did. I've mentioned it before on the show too, but you know how like in the directs, Nintendo always like refers to things as, say, the Super Smash Brothers game, the Kirby Air Ride game, or the Switch 2 system. They never say it like in the way that like normal people say it. Like, they don't say in Kirby Air Ride, blah blah blah, or in Super Smash Brothers, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
It's always in that format. The blank game, the blank system. So someone apparently asked Krista of Kitten Krista about this, and she commented. I don't have my comments on here. Hold on one second. I was just so glad somebody pointed this out finally. She commented on why, and she said that it was basically like a legal thing.
I figured it was like some sort of technical thing.
Yeah, it was like a legal issue.
Like, do they have to say it in a specific way?
Well, it was along the lines of
to have less confusion.
Well, the lawyer. Here's what it was: is that the lawyers didn't want to dilute the brand. Like, how people call all band-aids, all bandages are now band-aids, right?
Well, I
Nintendo experienced a similar thing back in the 80s where all video games were Nintendo. which could be
where people called it. It's like Q-tips and like you're saying Q-tips and band-aids, which is not actually what it is. It was
could be good
straps.
and bad. Like if somebody refers to a non Nintendo game as like
Kleenex
Nintendo, and it's a bad game, that's bad for them, So they just like developed this language around it, trying to be like exactly careful about like this is the Nintendo Switch 2 system. It's not Switch 2, it's the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Say specifically what it is to try and not like dilute the language, I guess. That was their reasoning. It doesn't exactly make sense to me, but I'm glad someone at least finally commented on this, because this has been the way they've been talking about these things for years.
I never really noticed it, but I figured it's just like, I don't know, most people are stupid, so you have to just like, I don't know, you just have to, just say all the parts, even though, we know that NES means Nintendo Entertainment System, but they just have to say it every time because some idiot's going to not know that that's what you're actually talking about and be confused about it.
I guess it's like
they have to say all the parts.
They basically just wanted to avoid people getting like sort of sloppy
Confused
around the language, and so by adopting this sort of stilted way of speaking, it's going to avoid all video games being Nintendo again.
I don't think it has anything to do with that.
Reasoning.
But one thing I thought was pretty interesting.
It seems a bit convoluted.
Yeah, one thing I thought was pretty interesting as far as Switch 2 stuff goes. I was looking through eBay just to see like what it was on there for, and I took a picture of this and you put it on the outline. But people have just been putting up. I mean, I don't know if you saw this. They're just putting up pictures of Switches, and it says read the description, and the description says do not buy. This is not an actual Switch. This is just a picture of a Switch. But they put a whole bunch of like listings of switches, quote unquote, that are just pictures that are supposed to fuck up the bots that are trying to like raise the price. So they're putting like all these pictures of Switches that are way lower than the actual price that it would be, Right. Like I saw one selling for like $200 or something like that, just to like reset the algorithm to like go against the, bots where people are trying to sell ones for high prices. And I just thought that was interesting. I never really knew what it was or really understood it, but I guess it's like trying to just kind of fuck up so people can't sell them for like $1,000, or it won't come up and
Right.
say like, here's what the preferred price is, or here's what the price expected to pay for this pre-order is, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I never really saw this before, but yeah, it says all over the place, do not buy, do not buy. It's not a Switch. It's just a picture. We're just
Right.
trying to
You'd
fuck
be-
the bots.
You would be
You
buying
know,
a photograph of a Switch. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because I remember the early days of eBay, like early, like late 90s, early 2000s. Like this is around when I bought my Virtual Boy. So first off, the first thing I remember buying, the very first thing I ever bought off eBay, my dad let me pay for it through his account or whatever, is I wanted a Living Sacrifice CD.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a Christian metal band.
I listened to them. I got a Living Sacrifice t-shirt still, I think.
And I was like, well, I'm going to look for people spelling the word sacrifice wrong. And I remember typing SACRA instead of SACRI or whatever, however you spell it. And I found a CD for like 99 cents or whatever, and no one else bid on it. It was before Buy It Now. So like I bid on it and no one else bid on it. And I got it for super cheap because they spelled sacrifice wrong. I did the same thing for the Virtual Boy.
Yeah, I remember
for the
you telling
Virtual
me
Boy,
that, yeah.
the word Nintendo was spelled Nitendo. Nintendo. There was no N, no second N rather. Or yeah, the second N wasn't there. There was a second one, but it was supposed to be a third. Anyway, yeah, I put in I found it spelled wrong and yeah, I got it for super cheap. You can't do that with eBay anymore.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because
I do
the things
remember
that
all
were
that.
put
Yeah.
the things that were put in there to make it easier for humans to find stuff are what it made it infinitely easier for robots to find it. And now it's kind of funny that they're like in a way going back to those old days of muddying the waters with misspellings and mislistings and like I don't know. For me it feels very backwards and I'm sure eBay can't be happy about it. That's gotta be like pissing them off, and there's got to be some stuff against their terms of service by like posting fake listings and all that.
Well, if they're not going to do something about all these scammy people,
Yeah, someone has to. I'm not saying
yeah.
like I don't agree with it. It's just kind of
Sure,
funny.
I know you're not.
It was nice to
It's
see
funny
some,
because
yeah.
it calls back to mind like an early day of the internet. Like it's like those "Are you a human?" captcha bots, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
Are you a human? Can you spell this word right? Like, well. Yeah, I mean that's not even the best example.
Or it's like,
Most humans can't spell it
where is
right.
the street light? Like, where are the stairs
Yeah.
or whatever? I think the best meme I saw one of those was which says, "Are you a human?" And it was just a picture of Harrison Ford from Blade Runner, and he just looked really confused.
Pointing.
That was my favorite one, because depending on what version you watch of Blade Runner, he may be human, he may not. There's like 10 different versions out there, so who knows?
true.
I always liked the one where he wasn't actually a replicant. Which he's not a replicant in the book either, but whatever. There's a whole bunch of different versions. People prefer their own version. Maybe some people like the fucking unicorn dream. I always thought that was weird and didn't make sense, but whatever. We all like
I
their own
only
version of
watched
Blade Runner.
Jodorowsky's Blade Runner, so
Oh, you talking about Dune?
no, it was a joke.
Because I did watch Jodorowsky's Dune. Also, I watched, and after that, I watched like 6 of his movies, and yeah, they're fucked up. Holy Mountain was a fun one.
I want to see Holy Mountain.
A lot of shit. A lot of naked women shitting in like rocks glasses. It's a wonderful movie to put on it if you work at a bar. If you want to freak everybody out, put that movie on.
So, what is this Tony Hawk's Pro Skater event?
Yeah, I guess they have. I guess they're doing like a thing in L.A. and like a theater in L.A. where they're going to show some more stuff about the game. It was like just announced like minutes before we started.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Fest announced in celebration of number 3 and 4 coming out.
I mean, they've been. We've talked about it for a while. How they've just been like rolling stuff out. Piece by piece. About the game, and it seems to be just another thing, just to get more excitement around it. Yeah, new Tony Hawk 3 and 4 details.
Also, it's hosted by 2 new skaters that were added: Salima Masekala and Nora Vasconcelos, who were not originally in the game. Obviously, they probably weren't even born yet. But they're hosting this event, and it's Danny Brown, Lupe Fiasco, Adolescence.
Yeah, say Adolescence was on the soundtrack, right?
Were
they on 3?
soundtrack.
I mean, Lupe Fiasco is from Chicago. Like I remember his
Danny Brown's from
stuff
Detroit.
was real popular.
He's a pretty big deal.
But yeah, they're having a whole thing where people are
It's a
going
live stream event.
to play music from there and show more stuff of it. They seem to be doing a lot to pump up the excitement for that. So
Yeah, it's like
cool.
their own little direct, essentially.
Yeah, good for
I
them.
get it. And last thing, how about we end on YouTube? Turned 20 years old.
You know,
Yeah.
I thought it was older. I was trying to like break it. I was like, aren't they older than that? And I was like, well, no, maybe not.
2005.
Because I think
It's
I
funny
guess
because I said that to my coworker, and they were like, "I thought it was older," and then they started telling me about a video they watched when they were 6 on YouTube, and I was like, "Okay, well,
well, they're probably like
something tells
are
me
they
that
26
you-
now.
something tells me you thought YouTube was around before you were born. That's why you thought it was older, not
Right.
that, not that you don't that you're feeling the age like I do. And I remember watching it on a Wi-Fi laptop,
Well,
like wandering around the house watching YouTube while I was on the toilet and stuff.
Well,
It's so crazy 'cause,
I
like-
guess the first time I ever heard about it was through like my old roommate Nick. You know, Nick Geary was like
Yeah.
super obsessed with it, and he showed it to me. And you know, him and me and Darren, we would watch it, and I would just try to find old 64 control commercials or something like that because I was like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe we can find the like old video game commercials. That's all I care about. But and I was like, when was that? Because I think it was around when I graduated, and I graduated in like 2005 or 2006
Yeah, so I was just
or
going to
whatever.
say,
So I think
Trey
it
and I
was
might have a unique
yeah.
perspective on this because
Yeah.
we went to film school, and we graduated in spring of 2005, and that's right when YouTube came out, like right when everything like really shifted over. We went to film school at a time when most of it was being done on film.
Yeah, back when people
And
cared about
digital
movies.
digital
Still.
was kind of like the old.
For people to see your stuff, they'd have to go to you'd have to like be able to be shown at a festival or something, right? You'd have to like enter your and pay like a fee to get it shown at a festival or something. And
I don't remember about that, but I just remember everything. Like all my projects, I kept them on VHS tape.
Well,
You
we
know?
shoot. Yeah, we would shoot. I mean, depending on what it was, like we would shoot a lot of stuff on film. But
Yeah.
I did have some film that was digitized and put on VHS, and I have it on Actually, I did transfer a lot of them and put them on YouTube. And I was trying to say because I first started my YouTube account because like my roommate Darren, I was the TA for his production class, and I helped work on his movie, and I put his movie on YouTube. And that's probably like my first YouTube video that I ever put up there, and that's why we were able to claim the NintenDomain podcast thing so early. Is
that Flora's Dilemma?
because I'd been on. No, it's no. What the fuck is it called? It's got a weird. I think Flora's Dilemma is my movie.
That was your project, yeah, because it had some people from Muncie in it.
Yeah, that's mine. That's on there. But I mean, yeah. I mean, it's going to take a lot of. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I was trying to like go all the way down. Oh, it's Lucy's Dream is what it's called.
Lucy's Dream, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that my first one? Because I did it specifically for Darren, because I remember I burned that movie on like DVDs off my computer because he didn't have a DVD burner, and I put it on YouTube, and that was like the icon for the longest time for my YouTube channel. Was a picture from Lucy's Dream, because I started a YouTube account just to try to get more eyes on Darren's movie because I thought it was cool or whatever. So, I mean, that's how I met Darren and Tim and all that. I like both of their stuff. So, even when I was TAing, I saved Darren's movie for last. I was choosing when they played the movies, and I played his last because I thought that would help him win, because everybody would remember that one since it was the last one they saw. Apparently, I stressed the fuck out of him, and he wasn't very happy about it. But there was a point to it. I was trying to play it at the end so people would vote for it.
Yeah, 20 years of YouTube. Yeah.
But YouTube, old as fuck, like us. Yeah, like this episode. Oh yeah, no, I guess it wasn't. According to YouTube, yeah, Lucy's Dream was that I posted it 16 years ago. So maybe it was later. I mean, I thought I would have, because I graduated in 2005, but I stuck on and worked at Columbia for another year, and I met them in 2000. I thought it was in 2006, but
Maybe you reposted it.
maybe YouTube reposted it. I don't know. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it says 16 years on here. I don't know if that's my first post or whatever, but it's hard to find your old stuff if nobody has watched it. I mean, it has 280 views. So whatever, but yeah, no, we can end here on that. I don't think there's anything else that we need to say. Hopefully, everybody who's listening to this, hopefully you all got Switch 2s. I hope the best for you and all that stuff. And if you like hearing us and you want to hear bonus stuff, go to patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast. There's a video version of our newest expansion pack on there right now. We've been talking about our favorite GameCube games and what games we want to have on the Nintendo Switch Online. We did a pretty good one on that. There'll be like a free preview of it, and a version for the dollar members, probably up like next week at some point, so you can see it on there. But also, if you want to hear old NintenDomain and you don't want to search through it, go to youtube.com/NintenDomain podcast. I just put up the episode 57 where Jeremy and I talked about our first experience with Switch 1 when we went to the Chicago Switch experience. And we talk at the beginning before we played, and then we talk about after we played it and all that. So just look up NintenDomain Classics, and you can find all those on there. And you can find us on Blue Sky also, NintenDomain, and I'm just Trey Johnson, and Jeremy's Jared Domain on there. You can find us on there. And you can find me on twitch.tv/NintenDomain podcast as well on Monday nights, doing Fortnite shit and talk about wrestling or whatever. That's what those are.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks everybody for listening. We've been your hosts. I'm Trey Johnson.
I'm Jeremy Mikowski.
John Nitter.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya!